Good evening. Welcome to another edition of the 411 Talk Zone Radio Show, Wednesday edition. My name is Leon Jones. And to give you a little bit more insight here, we'll talk about where my channel is going. I started again doing content. You check out my last content that I did last Saturday. I want to continue to do the content, put some videos up based on some of these shows that I have watched that basically tie into everything that I talk about. Now, tonight, it's going to be no different. I'm going to talk about do you need a college degree to be successful? Also, I'm going to get into your guy. Hey, good evening, Lawrence. Welcome to the show. We'll talk about, hey, Celine, talk about where you rank in a relationship. And I'm going to do it from a guy's point of view. And here's why. For the most part, when it comes to guys, we have to deal with more of the extra baggage. I'm not saying women don't go through the same nonsense, but with guys, we have to go through the competition with the girlfriends. We have to go through competition with the grown kids, the dogs, the job, the school, every excuse that a number of women, when it comes to dating them, use to basically get out of having a relationship or keeping the man at the bottom of the totem pole. Now, if you look at my thumbnail, what I did, I use Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Deals with self actualization. Basically, everything you need is at the bottom of the pyramid. Now, with that being said, I'm going to show a video that did go viral. Shout out to Men's Daily Advice and Encouragement. He sent it to me, and I'm going to share that video. And that video really reflects something I've talked about in the past, and it reflects something I talk about now. Now, you hear a lot of the guys talking about they're not going to date single mothers. Well, I'm going to say this, I don't blame them. It's a very difficult task. And when it comes to being a stepdaddy, that's something that we Gen Xers and baby boomers, we did in the past. But taking that role, you talking about thankless role, you get no appreciation for it, you're taking care of somebody else's child, the child disrespects you, the person that you are involved with disrespects you, you're going to see that because, again, a child can live in that house with the stepdad and the mom. The mom wants her man to accept a child from another man, but the man can't discipline that child. Then you have to worry about the baby's father interfering. Then you have to worry about the families. You see where all this is going? It's nothing but chaos. And most of this information is found on dating sites like Bumble, Tinder, I know plenty of fish at them, where a number of women would advertise what they want, but when you ever meet them, or you don't meet them because for the most part, they're looking for attention. It's just like Instagram, WhatsApp, the rest of these sites. But for the most part, as a man, some of these women on these dating sites aren't who they really are. And of course, you have the same thing with the men. However, with the men, not saying there's no baggage involved, there is, but there is a whole lot of chaos going on with a number of women. Now, before I get into that topic, I'm going to talk about the college degrees for a moment because you have a number of individuals thinking that when they have a college degree, they're better and smarter than those who don't. I'm going to tell you this right now. College is a big investment. And many individuals who are going to school for a college degree, they're not taking any of the hard sciences. And I explain the hard sciences on my other channel, and I did spam both my channels into the chat. And the channel I'm talking about is the QCIS channel because that's the channel that deals with the hard sciences. Now, what I have to say about individuals going to school, you see little return on investment, especially if you go to a prestigious school like a Harvard. Harvard can be $200,000, $300,000 for 4 years if you don't get a scholarship. Now, if you get a scholarship, you may see an ROI depending on what you are majoring in. Now, the best Ivy League school for engineering is Cornell University in New York. Now, Harvard has a good business and law school, but you see how many people come out of Ivy schools? What's going on, Men's Daily? Welcome to the chat. You see a number of people who have gone to these Ivy League schools and they're now in government. Well, all those degrees they have, they come out dumber than they were before they went in. Why? Because they're brainwashed. Brainwashed by feminism. Now they're also brainwashed by the alphabet community because I did a video last week on the alphabet community. They're brainwashed by what they see on television. Their professors brainwash them. And most of all, when you go to college these days, college is nothing, in my humble opinion, but a high school with an advanced degree. Now, the individuals who have PhDs, and I'm not knocking college degrees at all. I have college degrees. I do not brag about college degrees because me, with my college degrees, I also do blue collar work. Now, by trade, I am a civil engineer. I went to school for one of the hard sciences, but my job is a transportation construction inspector. I inspect infrastructure, which is primarily working for the Indiana Department of Transportation. And prior to that, I did work for the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation, the Maryland Department of Transportation, and the Delaware Department of Transportation. Now, that type of work that I did is blue collar work. You have a hard hat on, you're out in the field, you have boots on, and it can get very hot. Now, here in Indiana, it is still 95 degrees, and I was out there in a hot, hazy, humid weather, and it was 95 yesterday. It's going to be 92 tomorrow. When you work in my type of field, or when you work in Brother Men's Daily, he's an HVAC guy, you're going to work in some conditions that are unbearable sometimes. But because you work in those types of fields, does that make you less than somebody who's going to school to be a lawyer, a doctor, somebody who's going to school to be a physicist? Well, absolutely not. Because when you look at everything, the world still needs the plumbers. The world still needs construction, HVAC. The world still needs everything out there. Needs everything out there. It takes a variety of jobs to run these fields. takes a variety of jobs to run this country. And every job does not require a college degree. Again, it takes numerous professions to run this country. And you have a number of individuals who believe they're smarter than somebody with a college degree. There are a lot of dumb educated people out there. So I've already gotten a few poll questions. Do you need a college degree to succeed in this country? I don't believe you do. Now, in the 80s and 90s, it was just thrown at us that, oh, well, you got to go to school to get a college degree. You don't want to continue to work at McDonald's. Well, for the most part, McDonald's, those types of jobs, they're for children. They're unskilled labor types of jobs. Now, if you look at the market with those jobs, okay, they're paying $15 an hour. $15 an hour is nothing when you are working part-time. Shout out to brother Isaiah Recognize. So everybody who has a college degree is not intelligent. And I look at education based on this. Can you take what you learn in school, which is primarily theory, and actually apply it to the real world? And can you bring everything down into layman's terms? You know, you have a number of individuals who are boule. They go to college and they think they have this high vocabulary by using a lot of big words. Well, anybody could use a big word. You just have to know what it means. Shout out to Jay Shabazz. I have my 11-year-old son, STEM heavy. He was worried about social studies, looked dead in his eyes and told him, I don't care without getting to know him more. That's right. He was worried about social studies. Do not major in social studies, by the way. Do not major in social studies at all. It is a waste of time. It is a waste of money. Unless you want to go to law school and become a lawyer and possibly be a politician. And, you know, your chances of being a politician, it's very slim, particularly when the incumbents, for the most part, win on the federal side. Now, you may be lucky on a local side. Men's Daily, the chick turned down a guy who was studying to become a nuclear engineer without getting to know him more. That went viral. That's true. Absolutely. That is very true. Getting some new individuals up here. Mark A. Mark, college isn't the answer to everything. Parents need to start educating their kids on trades, also sales. I'm in my 20s doing much better than anyone else because I know with no degree, I can use sales. Or again, you do not need a college degree these days. Now, if you do get one, here's what I suggest you do. Go to a 2-year community college, get an associate of science, knock out all the bullshit classes. Now, if you want to go directly into the workforce, get an associate of applied science in something. You take less of the bullshit courses and more courses related to where you're going to school. I actually have an AAS in HVAC technology. Could have gone for a 4-year degree at Ferris State for HVAC engineering technology. And those courses are online. And that's another thing you have to understand about college is the juice worth the squeeze. I mean, you have a number of students getting a lot of financial aid, and they still find themselves in debt when they graduate. And the more college you have, yes, it can give you an advantage in the workforce, but college doesn't teach you how to be an entrepreneur, doesn't teach you about capitalism. Again, college has become an institution of brainwashing, and many of us know that. but we're always told you need college. Now, college degrees can benefit you if you go into the military, because instead of becoming an enlisted or an E1 in the four branches or five branches that includes the Coast Guard, if you go to college and you do come through the enlisted ranks in the military, if you had gone to college, you get college credits. Instead of starting off as an E1, you start off as an E3. And it's much easier for you to become a non-commissioned officer or a petty officer if you're going to the enlisted ranks. Now, if you have a 4-year degree and you go into the military, you can get into an officer program and you start off as a junior officer, an ensign if you're in the Navy and the Coast Guard, or a second lieutenant if you're in the Army, Marines, and Air Force. So there are opportunities out there without college degrees. In fact, if you go into the military and you don't have a college degree, you can still go into the warrant officer program or the limited duty officer program in the Navy. It's going to take you longer because you don't have that education, but you have the experience. Now, again, I am not smacking down college here. I'm just bringing you some common sense because I can bring you that common sense because I've experienced college. Again, I have degrees myself in STEM fields. Now, if you're going to go into STEM, I'm going to tell you this. You have to have a good mind for math, especially if you go into the engineering fields, because everybody in engineering for the first 2 years takes the same courses. Calculus 1 all the way up to differential equations and linear algebra. And then you have 2 or 3 classes of calculus-based physics. Then, depending on where you go, if you go on the electrical side, you may not have to take statics, but you're going to have to take something that's going to involve Laplace transforms. Now, if you go into civil and mechanical, you're going to have to take statics, dynamics, and mechanics of materials. But even when you take all those courses and you come out with a 4-year degree, does that make you smarter than someone else? Absolutely not. Now, you have a number of individuals who pride on having a degree. Number of individuals who pride on a degree is good. I'm not going to knock degrees. However, at the end of the day, you don't need a degree. You really don't. And what I'm trying to do is tell individuals you have to go where your talents are. And then you got to know what your talents are. And when it comes to education, it's about what you want out of life, not somebody else. I know a lot of parents encourage their children to go to school and they don't look at any other option out there. And some parents want to live through their children because they didn't make it. Now, of course, as a parent, you want your children to do better than you did. That's the old adage. Now, as good as that sounds, there's also some envy there, because if your child is doing better than you did, what did your parents not teach you? You always want your children to do well. However, children need to understand responsibilities. It's going to tie into the next topic I'm going to bring up in a few minutes, about a half an hour. Why do we have so many grown children living at home? On these dating sites here. Why do we have so much delusion on these dating sites? I'll bring that up. And shout out to Brother Men's Daily again. I actually saw that video that went viral, brother. Just saw it. And that's problematic. Well, we'll get to that shortly. Going back to college, a degree is good, but you need certifications behind that degree. You need experience behind that degree too. Yeah, I work with individuals that are interns. They're basically in the field with me to see if they want to do construction, and they're engineering students. Now, most of the engineering students that I work with, they want to go in a nice, cozy office because they really don't know about the field of engineering. They've gone through school. The experience that they have in engineering is basically given to you by a professor. This is why, even in your field that you go to school for, a degree still doesn't make you smart because you do not learn everything in your field. Now, a degree gives you a minimum requirement to get the job. Notice what I said. It's the minimum requirement to get the job. Most individuals really don't understand that. They think when they get out into the workforce, they're going to be at the top. Here's the problem. When you get out in the workforce, you're going to have individuals that got degrees before you got your degree. They're in higher positions than you. You ask them how long did it take them to get in their position. Now, some are going to lie about it. Some aren't. And being in today's workforce, it's nothing more than supposed to be a professional setting. It's high school. And even going to college, it's high school. And I can tell you, when it comes to fraternities, I don't see too many men going into fraternities because a number of men aren't going to college at all. Yeah, they'll step into the community college. Here in Indiana, we have Ivy Tech Community College. I've taken some courses there. Shout out to Brother Free Zone Lou. Saw you on Trey's video the other day. Get down there to Free Zone Lou. Check his channel out. He's got some good stuff. And again, Brother Free Zone there. He's not one of these pro-blacks here. He's proud to be black, but he's intelligent. He's also an Air Force veteran. Shout out to you, Brother Free Zone. But again, let's get back into college here. College is an institution. Understand that. You're going to learn theory. Brother Jay Shabbat says, I was going to ask you, at what age should a child leave the nest? I was thinking about letting my son stay until he is 22 or 23. He should have his foundation by then with good credit and money. Brother, as long as he's in college and you're teaching him about credit, you're teaching him about money, he's not hanging out with some of these women, 22, 23 is very, very good. But now, if he's in there till he's 30, 35, and you haven't taught him anything, you failed him. You did. And there are some children who are living scot-free and they don't care about leaving the nest because old mama is allowing it. Shout out to Laughing Dog. Holla amigos. Brother Isaiah, it's funny how the elites took all the knowledge from the indigenous people and flipped it around. And they basically told us that we had to pay for college. They don't teach you independence. Absolutely. And to get on that, even as an engineer, the elites now make engineers go to school, take a fundamentals of engineering exam, then pass a PE, and you get a license. Well, in the past, when the elevator, the cotton gin, the traffic signal, the mailbox, they were invented particularly by black men, and they didn't even have any college. The problem is they couldn't patent their information. You can hear some of your good music out, like You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog, that Elvis sang. No, a black man sang that. And see, blacks, particularly men, didn't understand how business worked. And if you think about it, with blacks then, with the Jim Crow laws, what do they do better? They did better because they worked with each other. Blacks have failed because they wanted integration. Well, you could have had integration, but maintain your purpose as well and capitalize on money. And you would have had that money turn over and over and over and over again. And of course, fathers in the house as well. You would have had a prosperous community. And you wouldn't have to sell to just blacks. You'd have whites come in your neighborhood, buy your music. I mean, you think about it. When I go shopping at Walmart, do blacks own Walmart? No. But I guarantee when Berry Gordy was clicking with Motown, white folk bought a lot of Motown records. I guarantee you they did. Laughing Dog. Shout out to you again. And again, shout out to Mr. Radano. But again, when it comes to college degrees, you don't need college. Now, I'm not saying that college is not useful. I'm just bringing it to you because I get tired of hearing people say, I am educated. Nobody can tell me anything. I'm independent. A degree doesn't make you independent. It's a piece of paper. Now, don't get me wrong. You can get a piece of paper, but it's what your transcript says. Because you think about this when you have degrees. A person can get a 2.0, which is a C average, and get the same degree as a person who got a 4.0. Now, is that person with a 4.0 better or smarter than the individual who got the same degree and they got a 2.0? No. Because everybody doesn't learn the same way. There are a lot of different interpretations out there. But many of us are still on this okay corral that you have to go to college. Now, if you're a parent right now, you need to find out what these colleges are teaching your children. Because the children are going to be future leaders. You need to know what they're reading. And just because you read something in a textbook, it doesn't mean that it is true. A number of us believe that, okay, I do a lot of reading. There's history that didn't get in the textbooks because we don't know all of the history. I can say this. I don't even know everything about Black history. But I guarantee there's some echoes of sentiment that should be in the books, but they're not. Brother Free Zone says most people are better off going to trade school. Brother Free Zone, that's 100% facts, especially if you are a man. Again, when it comes to education in general, girls generally do better. Boys are a little bit more active. Brother Isaiah says they are educated in ignorance, not on awareness, which is purposely done intentionally. That's also a fact. up on the panel. I've been joined by Laughing Dog. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what are you up to today?
Oh man, got this panel talking about education, uh, talking about degrees here, and I just simply put it out there that you don't need a degree to be successful. What say you?
You know, if you would have asked me maybe even just 8 years ago, I probably would have said overall there was a general benefit to a college education, but not anymore. Um, I was just at a place and the mom was there with the two boys, and they had talked her husband into going, to all the highest levels of doctorate that there was.
Okay.
And next thing she knows, she says, you know what? We're $180,000 in debt and we're starting over. And there isn't a prospect for my husband because he's actually too highly educated. If you can, I guess that's a thing, right? Like the
Right.
guy, he's so far up there and so high that the job opportunities for that classification, they just aren't there. She looked at me and she says, my boys are going to be in the trades. I don't care what they do after that, but they're going to start out and they're going to do something that nobody can take away from them that will provide work for them. And that's something that I heard true from people that made it through the Depression too. You know, they said there was a lot of people out of work, but there was a lot of people that worked that were working, if you get my drift.
Oh yeah, they were doing some form of work. So you agree with me that you really don't need a college degree anymore. Now, I would say if you're going into the STEM fields, but I know brother G, he has a degree. He does HVAC, and to me, you get into plumbing trades, you get into HVAC, you get into construction. Those
Mm-hmm.
jobs make a lot of money and they require a lot of skill. And if you get the right certifications, you don't need a degree. Now you can get an associate's degree, but it's the trades that are going to bring you a rate of return, a good rate of return. They are. Because not everybody can be a lawyer. In fact, you have a number of people who've gone to law school out here and they're not making any money as lawyers because you have to start with a private firm. Brother Survival, shout out to you. But other than that, do you really need a college degree? And shout out to Mr. G. He's just jumped up on the pedal. What's going on, Brother G? Can you hear me? Yeah, there you go. What's going on, Brother G? Yeah, I can barely hear you. Also been joined by Free Zone Lou. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, everybody? What's happening?
Hey, what's going on,
What?
brother? Hey, I saw that video you did with Trey, and that was a good video. Trey was on.
Yeah, can you hear me loud and clear?
I can hear
Yeah,
you. I can hear
you
you
good?
loud
You
and
good?
clear now.
Hey, man,
Yeah,
it's going, man. How you doing?
doing well, brother. Doing well, brother.
All
I
right.
got
Can
that
you hear me
viral.
now?
I can hear you loud and clear. I got that video. I'm gonna premiere it live. Okay, when we get into our next topic. Um, Let me get back to Free Zone for a minute. Hey, brother, Free Zone, did you go to college?
I did a semester and then I left. It just wasn't for me. It
And what
wasn't for me.
and what actually made you leave college? I know brother Nate. Shout out to him. He left college.
Uh, I found out that I didn't need college to do what I wanted to do. That was the first thing. Another big thing was the indoctrination.
Right.
I seen the indoctrination that they were trying to do at colleges, and I did a cost benefit analysis, and it wasn't worth it.
Yeah, yeah. Brother Laughing Dog, did you go to college?
I did make it semester as well.
Okay.
And yeah, I, at the time I was working and going to college, and I couldn't do it. That was way back. Oh man, that had to have been 92, 93.
Good God, 30 years ago,
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, it just wasn't for me either, and I couldn't see the payoff in the end.
huh? And indoctrination is extremely heavy. Shout out to brother Men's Day. Hey, brother, I know you went to college.
Yeah, yeah, here's my thing on college, man. And let me tell you, man, going to college and then on a job training, OJTC, right? That red pilled the shit out of me. Let me tell you, man.
Uh-oh.
I mean, for real, it did. So what happened was, I go way back even before I started college. I actually always wanted to be a cook for a long time. I always wanted to be in culinary arts, right?
Right.
And so I was working in the restaurant industry.
They just sound
I'm
like
sorry, go ahead,
pompous
Freezon. Were you talking?
pretty much, and you can't tell them nothing.
Oh yeah.
If they were further along in the degree program than you, then they didn't really want to hear anything you had to say.
Yeah, that's true. Go ahead,
Yeah.
brother T. Sorry.
I mean, that was one of the points, and he hit it right on the money. See, let me tell you this. I used to be a cook a long time before I got into the HVAC, plumbing, electrical, and appliance repair industry, right? Whatever. Right. And I was in the kitchen one day, man. I was a junior dishwasher, and then I was a prep cook. And I seen a refrigeration technician come in there, and he wasn't in there, man, I would say a good 30 minutes. 30 minutes, okay? And I said, well, is the walk-in cooler fixed? He said, yeah. I was like, okay, great, cool. He said, I left the paperwork on the desk. He said, okay. So I do the dishes or whatever. I go on my manager's desk, man. At that time, it was a sous chef. He was my boss at the time. I look at the desk, man, do for 30 minutes time. 30 minutes time, man. This man that got like charged like $518. So it told me I'm in the wrong fucking field. I am in the wrong field, right? So that was part one. Part two was, I had like several restaurants, and it was the same stuff. These guys are there for like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and they sending out these big, huge bills to these commercial companies. And the commercial companies, $500 is a joke to them because, they're running a hotel business or they're running a cook business. It's a joke. You know what I mean? They got it like that, whatever it takes to get the cooler rolling, because that's going to stop the money coming. You understand? Yep. So when I got in the HVAC industry, I started off in Job Corps. Shout out to Job Corps. I encourage any young man or any young lady, if you do not want to go to high school, right, go to Job Corps. Okay, you can get your high school diploma and GED, driver's license, and come out with a skilled trade to make you some money. Okay, because I teach my daughter to this day, she's 13 years old, that if you even go to college, even consider go to college, they'll go into something for the fact that you love it or you like it. Fuck that shit. Go into something that's going to keep you some money, and that's always high demand. So if you get fired, you get laid off, or the company goes bankrupt and closed down, you can go right up the street, right around the corner. Hell, you can work for yourself and still make you some money. Whatever that field may be, they'll go into it for love or what you like, whatever. Something you could tolerate that for a fact that could make you some money. But the fast forward, I got my college degree, man, and let me tell you, man, I faced the biggest intimidation of older guys of all time because I was attempting to get my college degree. I was when you were in HVAC, right? We're also taking stationary engineering courses. Okay, I'm also a stationary engineer. Okay. And what a lot of people don't tell you, there's different types and different fields of engineering, okay? Absolutely. Just because this guy or gal is in one type of engineering, it doesn't mean they do the same thing. It's a different ball game, okay? You know, you can't compare a civil engineer to a stationary engineer, you know, or a mathematician engineer to a plumbing engineer. It's a different ballgame. It's just, you know, they got different ways. The point is that they were intimidated. Yeah. I seen them, man, you know, put more work on me. They would intentionally not show up to work and I have to pick up the load for them. Oh my God. Yeah. It was intimidation because these guys been on these jobs for like 10, 20 years, 30 years. And the guy with the degree, they look at it as he's going to take my job or they're going to promote him over me. But that wasn't even the case. It wasn't the case. I just came there to get a check so I can pay these damn bills. But they don't look at it that way, man. So I tell these guys here, man, if you do go to college, make sure you go in the field that's going to make you some money and there's high demand. But also, too, I'm going to throw in a bonus one. Make sure that you are self-employable in that field. You know, you don't have to stay working for a company or working for the city, working for the state, working for the government. If you decide to go get a degree in sales and you want to open up your own hot dog stand and then you say, okay, I got one, I want to open up 10 of them, God damn it, you should be able to go ahead and do that shit, you know, and not have any overhead or not have a boss or anything like that. You should be able to do that, you know. And so, like I say, you know, again, make sure, man, you get in these fields that can make you some money, man. And I agree with you. Like you said, don't go into like social studies, history, or any crap like that, man. No. And the young man, like I was telling you, the video that went viral for that man to be a nuclear engineer. Oh my God. You know, the Navy, hell, man, the Marines, man, they would beg to have a guy like that. Oh my God. And she just blew him off.
Shout out to Brother Nate in the building. Get over there to his channel. He's on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. He's got live streams. And we're all doing some good content. Shout out to, of course, Brother Men's Daily and Free Zone. They got channels too. Chat, if you can spam Free Zone, Nate's channel. I've already spammed my own channel in there. And Laughing Dog, if you got a channel,
no, sir.
Well, no, sir. Definitely put it in there. So what I'm hearing from the guys on the panel, including myself, is you don't really need a college degree. I mean, I have them. I'm in civil engineering, by the way. And yes, we don't do the same types of jobs, but I still work out in the field. I get my hands dirty. In fact, here in Indiana, we had 95 degrees today, and it was hot, hazy, and humid. I don't know where you all are. Well, I know Free Zone is in South Carolina, so I know it was warm down there.
It's hot as hell.
Is it hot? You got the 3 H's. Is it hot, hazy, and humid down there?
Yeah, man. It's finally starting to cool off because the sun's starting to go down, but all day the concrete been cooking.
Minnesota was 100 yesterday.
Minnesota, they get that heat up there?
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh,
Minnesota. Yeah. Wow. I'm gonna get cold up there.
Well.
But again, as we got the 15, because we're gonna get into this next topic, and I gotta give a shout out for Brother G. And Brother G, I found that video you sent me that went viral. Yeah, I got to put that one up about the grown kid. In fact, there was a brother just asked me not too long ago, Brother Isaiah, how old should a kid be before he leaves home? We're going to get into that one. We're definitely going to get into that one. So, but without further ado, I'm going to stick with the college degrees for another 13 minutes, and we'll move on to that topic. Now,
hey, G, let me ask you a question. Because you brought up I don't even know if this is on topic, but it was kind of interesting what you said. You said now I saw the video with the guy that was talking about he was a nuclear physicist, and I guess the girl turned him down. And I'm not a manosphere person like that. But I'm guessing based on the thumbnails I've seen, the whole manosphere went crazy. Like, what's wrong with this bitch and all this other goofy stuff, right?
They did.
Was that pretty much the general consensus? Like, how could she not take him, kind of deal?
Well, the biggest thing that was part of what you said was what the manager was basically addressing. Okay, you know, I mean,
Right.
when it crossed over to the travel sphere, also to the Black travel movement. Everybody had so much to spill about it. It was insane. Okay, but the biggest thing was this, that she basically showed that in North America, it doesn't matter how much money, how many degrees you got. It doesn't matter, man, how big you are downstairs. It ain't good enough for the North American woman. It ain't. So that's why this travel spirit was like, hey, you see that there? That's another example why you don't take them seriously. Because had that man went to East Africa or either went to Brazil, those women would have, man, those women, man, down there would have actually, man, chased that man all the way down that beach, okay? I'm telling you, man, if he'd have went to Thailand, man, he wouldn't have had that problem. We said, listen, we brought up him, we brought up Michael B. Jordan and Will Smith, all three of them, man. And my biggest thing was this about millionaires, right? I don't understand why guys who got over $100 million, who put up with all this crap, still got it in their brain. I gotta stay here for the Black American woman or the Black queen or my white angel, you know, or my Mexican Latina or whatever, right? And I tell them again, any woman who has set foot on this soil over 90 plus days, I would not take her seriously. I tell them short term should be tatted in your brain. Are there exceptions? Yes, they're like 1, maybe 2% of those women though who don't behave this way. But this man, being come on, man, this is a rare field, man. You don't see it every day. A guy saying, yeah, I'm about to become a nuclear engineer, man. And there was guys like in the Navy, man, in the Air Force saying, what the fuck? You know, man, you had like guys who were vets snapping out on YouTube and on Facebook, man, and on Rumble. Like this stuff went viral, man. And she actually had the audacity to make a response video. Our thing was this: you didn't even take the time out to get to know the man. You just wrote him up in like under 5 minutes or something. Just wrote the guy off, and that was it.
I'm going to tell you why she did that, though, brother.
Go ahead.
Because she couldn't control that man. Let's just be honest. I mean, we're sitting up here having a round table here.
Mm-hmm.
A number of them all about control. And I was watching Nate's show last night, and he had somebody on there who was he had a whole round table full of women on there. And they were just talking with all the flowers and the nuts and berries. But really they were
he said the nuts and berries.
Yeah. But usually when I hear that round table, these individuals, it's all a false self-esteem. That positivity is their defense mechanism. I mean, this is what I'm talking about, degrees too. That degree doesn't mean a damn thing, especially when you're trying to get a man.
Correct.
It doesn't mean anything.
Correct.
It never has. And even if you have a degree, you know, let's just be honest, I don't really talk about the community. I know they call it the community, but at the end of the day, a degree is only as good as the person who knows how to sell themselves to get the job. The problem with the degree, it puts us in a position to where we work for somebody else. And I'm glad we got men up here who really don't get impressed by degrees. I mean, I know I have them. No, everybody up here is going to college. And let me tell you, the ones who dropped out, you're smart, because I went to 13 different colleges because I was in the military. Man, I had spent a lot of money out of my pocket. And then you have people that want you to do what they want you to do. But you got to decide what you want to do. Shout out to Celine. To my understanding, it's a speed dating show. They only get 60 seconds to make an impression. You don't get to see any big person. You know what? We're going to talk about that
Celine is the truth. She was Celine was in the chat last time. She was spitting facts, man.
Nah, Celine be going in, man. Celine be holding it down.
Well,
and she need to come up on this panel, man. She was here last week, and she was just going in, man, just coming out with random real knowledge.
Well, we got something coming up in another 7 minutes and 29 seconds about this 29-year-old.
Oh my
living
God!
At home. Oh yeah.
Oh, I was listening. I was afraid that you didn't see it. I called you a few times, and then after that, I left the email. I said, "Man, I don't even know if he's seen it or whatever." Because I said, if this man sees it, he's gonna have a mouth full. He probably won't stop on this, man.
Yeah.
That's the golden topic.
What are we talking? I missed it, man. What are we talking about?
He's getting ready to switch topics shortly, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. So okay. That's the next topic.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the grown kids and basically, so you know, Brother Free Zone, in a relationship. I actually, in my title, where do you believe you rank as a man in a relationship? And I was talking to Men's Daily. And I put, if you looked at my thumbnail, I used Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If you look on my thumbnail.
Yeah, I seen that.
I did it for a reason. Because where do you rank as a man? Because a number of these women, we're gonna get in that. I'm gonna tie the dating sites, all that in there. This might be
you go daisy chain and all in there. Big old daisy chain.
we gonna get into it, but I had to bring it because the education is part that actually ties into that as well.
Well, so as before we get to that, I know you say we got 7 minutes. My take on the whole nuclear physicist situation was, and Celine hit it right on the head. It was a speed dating show.
Right.
And I guess the guy led off with the fact that he was a nuclear physicist. I thought that was kind of lame. Like I just thought his whole approach was kind of lame.
I thought that was a mistake.
Like in a world where women have options, you being a nuclear physicist doesn't mean much in that field, especially if you lame. And so I get it that other cultures wouldn't care. They would just take you in like, oh, you're a nuclear physicist. Oh, he nice. He's rare.
It wouldn't have been for the fact that he was a nuclear physicist. It's the fact in this culture, in this culture or whatever, right? They wouldn't accept him. The fact that he just from North America, right? The fact he speaks English over here, he's like what, a number 3 or number 4 to women. He goes over there, right, on a 10 scale, right? He's a 9.5, 10, 100%. Because you got to remember, the cultures are totally different here. The word lame and all that crap doesn't exist, right? It only exists here in the Matrix. Outside the Matrix is a different ballgame.
Right. I'm going to have to bust some bubbles, too, because this is why I brought up the college. And it's going to tie into the next topic I'm going to bring in.
Yeah, go ahead.
When we go to school, we should be going to school for ourselves, not to get women. That's the problem. Go ahead.
As a man?
Yeah.
I agree. I was about to say, because as a woman, you should. as a woman, you should, absolutely.
Now there's a good book I want you guys to read on this topic, right? And a lot of the women, it didn't click to them until I told them. I got another channel, that's on real estate, and on the real estate channel we talk more about investing because I'm also in the real estate and financial community on YouTube. But it's a good book by Robert Kiyosaki, right? Not Rich Dad Poor Dad. No, I'm talking about, right, why do A students work for C students? Get the damn book. Get the book. It's on this topic. Why do
I've read that book before? It's a good book.
You did? Did you finish it?
Yeah, I read it like 2 years ago. It's a fire book.
I've heard that. Shout out to Celine. Now Celine says, I still live with my parents but I still work and have my own responsibilities. There's a difference between a guy with his parents at home and a girl living with her parents. I'll get back to that one. She also says it seems like black women want a hybrid or Chief Keef and the nuclear physicist that is going to provide and protect, more like a Tupac with a degree. And
Yeah.
that's what it is. And she's noticed in the way that they market colleges is all about the party life and the fun aspects about the colleges. The student loans are in fine print. Well, the student loans will kick your ass if you don't pay them either. You go into default, they're gonna take your tax money and everything.
Thank you.
But she is right though. Like they market college like it's a resort. Like it's a like the like the selling point isn't education. It's pools, it's hoes, it's parties.
They got
all this stuff.
They got dating right, and the guys meeting their qualifications mixed up with the human resources department or the FEC. FEC here in Kansas City is called the Full Employment Council. Okay, right. Where you basically bring your degrees, your certificates, your license in there, and then they determine what type of job you actually qualify for. So then, therefore, they can send prospects your way. Do you see where I'm at? Yeah, what they're doing is in reverse. They're bringing their degrees and certificates and licenses, all this to the dating market, and figuring, well, since I have all this, this means a guy is going to want me. Absolutely not. How many times have you seen guys here on many of the streams, man? They said the same thing. Even Kevin Samuels preached it. We don't care. We don't not care about your degrees. No, we don't care about your certificate because we're not about to hire you, man. Come on, man. We're not trying to hire you for employment. No, we're trying to see if you're worth dating or me even having a one-night stand with or not.
Right. But there, you know what's crazy? There's a weird balance because to 411's point, okay, as a man, you don't go to college you don't go to college for women, but at the same time, that does not mean that you don't talk to women in college. And when I was listening to the nuclear physicist, he just seems like he never talked to women while he was in college. He seemed like he was socially awkward. Didn't really know what to say, didn't really have an inch of a clue of what women want. And that's why
is he more like an introvert?
He could be. He could be.
You never know. You never know.
He could be. To me, he came off kind of incelish.
Okay. Yeah,
but yeah, like he just seemed like he had no conception of what the women he was talking to wanted.
Well, you know,
and that's why he got passed over. Like I mean, I get it. I don't know if it's right or wrong. It just, to me, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But when I was listening to him, when I was watching him, I'm just like, yo, like I don't care what degree you have, bro. You need to get your shit together in the women's department, bro.
Yeah, you don't. No, and I did this with my 100 dating rules. I haven't finished putting those up. Never leave with your wallet. Never leave with your wallet. But let me get to the chat right quick. Brother Isaiah said college is a huge sector of ultimate programming. Facts.
Boom. Drop the mic.
Yep.
They don't believe.
And that started years and years and years ago.
Absolutely.
When I was in there, they were throwing all that stuff out there.
And shout out to Brother Cool Kamasi. They don't believe in community colleges for and shout out to the folks participating in my poll tonight. In my polls, I said, do you need a college degree to succeed? I got 22 votes so far. No, 100% no, and I have yet to get a yes.
Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. You don't need no college.
Shout out to my boy Big Body on the panel. What's going on, bro?
Who the fuck said you need a piece of paper to succeed, man? You told it to a two-talking make the fellow own his own business, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. no college degree, high school diploma. That's it, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, but you got.
You know what?
Go ahead.
When I think about it, you watch
No,
that
no.
Shark Tank. You know that show Shark Tank. I haven't watched TV in about 3 years, but when I saw that Shark Tank, they never asked those guys if they got a degree.
No, they're
They
not
asked
concerned
them what
about.
they
They're
asked them
concerned.
how hard they're hustling.
Yeah, they're concerned about the ROI, that return on an investment.
Yep, they're
That's
like,
all
what
there is.
margins? What margins
Yes.
are you taking? And did you go out and try to sell it yourself and all that jazz?
Yeah, because I've seen. Listen, I've seen, man, the most charismatic idiots. I have, man. Never had a degree, a license, right? And whenever I talk about degrees, I also tie in the license, the certificates, certifications. You got to tie those things in there because they'll throw that stuff at you too. But the key component I just want to say is this, though, right? I've seen idiots, man, out here become multimillionaires, high six-figure incomes, man, because they actually didn't focus on the education. No, a lot of them didn't focus on the college education. They focused more on the financial aspect and what was the supply and the demand of the market that people needed in order for you to provide that type of service. That was it. I've seen guys who sold dope on the street, man, actually go out there, man, in the life insurance industry and kick ass. I've seen this shit. Man.
You know what?
No degree.
I'm gonna give you some names of some individuals that are billionaires and they don't have degrees, and you probably know these names. Let's throw Bill Gates out there.
Thank you.
Does Elon Musk have a college degree?
Absolutely. Think about this.
He does. He does.
Does Mark Zuckerberg have a degree? He dropped out.
No, he dropped out.
What about Jeff Bezos?
Bezos, does he have a degree? He owns Amazon and the Washington Post.
Yeah, most of your successful people got degrees after they were successful. It played no part in their success whatsoever. It may at the very least it may have gave them some more information or a certain skill that they wouldn't have acquired on their own, but they were already successful.
I'll say a little bit more distinction. Let's get to the chat. Shout out to Samantha P. She says you definitely don't need an education with the stimulation if you're not lazy. So we definitely, with this education, we're gonna tie it into about five after the hour here. I want to tie this into, and this will be part of our open panel too. Going back to this video, Brother G sent me, and I watched it. It was 18 minutes and 19 seconds. And just talk about this grown child living at home at 29 years old. And this is where you rank. And this is also, Matt would love this topic too, because he's going to go off on where you rank to see if a woman is a time waster. If she's going to rank you at the bottom, but she expects you to give everything. Now, I'm going to share this video. Let's see if I can share it. Open it up in the window. This video went viral. Fair use. This video went viral. Check it out.
Yeah, play it from the beginning, man. This gets real good.
Can you all hear it?
Yeah, turn up the volume.
Let me turn it up all the way.
Pump up the volume.
Can you all hear it now?
Now I can't really hear it.
I don't think I can hear it.
No, we can't see it now. We can't see the picture. We can hear it. We can't see the picture.
We can't see the picture here. Fair use.
You probably got to click.
What I got to do?
You probably got to replay it again, man.
Okay. Let me remove it and go back and reshare. Hold on for a minute. Let me stop sharing it. Let me go back and share it again. Let me see what I can do.
This coffee smells like shit. Let's get it.
All right. Hold on one moment. All right, let me go back and play it again. This is like I said, I thought that would come up. Usually on Zoom, it comes up on Zoom. All right, StreamYard, window. All right, here we go. I'm sharing it. I know I gotta play it. Now can you see it?
Yep.
Now I can see like 100 of them.
Okay, cool. All right, you're showing your share window. You got to go to the other window.
Which one?
You want to go to the window where it says it gives you the option to share in Chrome or share from your desktop. Click on share. Yeah.
Oh, okay, let me go back to that. Thank you for that. Okay, screen share.
Yeah, that was your screen, the screen menu.
All right, I'm going to Chrome now. No, I'm going actually to window.
Yeah, window.
Make sure to click share audio when you're there.
Share audio. Where's share audio up here? Let me see.
It should have been back where it said it's in the bottom left corner. Or you're using StreamYard, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Bottom left corner where it says share screen. I don't know why they do it that way.
I do
or
not,
share audio, you know.
I do not like where it says share. And I'm getting 100. I'm getting 100 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to go to the single screen. The very first single screen, man. It's like all great. Yeah, there you go. All right, there's the single. There's that, and then you want to go to the share. There's your single screen, and then after that, there's your screen with all of us on there. Go to the one with all of us, but yeah, you're gonna go down to the share screen, and it's gonna like you usually do, man.
Okay. share with Chrome usually works.
Yeah, share for. That's what I'm saying. Share with Chrome.
The problem is I didn't get it on Chrome. That's the problem. How do I get it on? Wait a minute. I know how to get it with Chrome.
If it gave you the option,
what I'm going to have to do is get the link. Is it? I need the link. If I can get the link, hold on for one moment. Let me get back into Chrome. We're not having technical difficulties. I'm just learning this myself.
There you go.
Yeah.
They don't teach you this in school.
No, they don't. No, you don't. You gotta. I contacted StreamYard's customer service. I got way better results for customer service, man. Because after you get done streaming, they'll ask you, man, was everything cool? Did we F up? Yeah, and I'll sit up here and I'll put my notes in. And, we effed up, and they're gonna respond to you like that. And they gave me the tutorial videos, and yeah.
Perfect.
Put it in the chat, please. Yeah, Tommy G's gonna put it in the chat for me to see if I can get it out of the chat.
Cool. Thank you, Tony G.
All right. But in the meantime, Nas doesn't have a degree. He's a billionaire. He dropped out of school in the 8th grade. Samantha P., the 8th grade was the last grade I graduated. Most people are way slower than me. It's kind of sad. I was earning more than what most grown, mature men were making on the average by my 21st birthday. All right. Facts. Okay. Wow. All right. Drop that in the chat. I'll see if I can get it up in there. And again, shout out to the chat here. Shout out to the panel. We're trying to share.
But that's the problem. You know, women in general, they associate their social economical status with dating and relationships, man. And the one thing they should have learned in schools, especially the teachers should have told them, really, let's keep it real. The moms and dads in the household should have told them to not associate your social economic status of your job and your career, right? And your degrees, though, with your dating and relationship life. Don't do it. Don't do it. And they do it anyway, because it's like the more money they make, the more higher up they get in their job, the more they frown upon the man. Okay, now, are there exceptions out there? Yes, but there's still a lot of women out there that figure, well, I make more money than him. I need to just treat him like crap.
Okay. All right. I'm working on. No, that's not it. Keep working on. I keep working on it. It's kind of hard to get that. Probably.
I was gonna exit out, enter in on my laptop, and try to share it on my screen.
Okay. Hey, if you could do that, Because I know Tommy Jean tried to send the link and I couldn't find it. I tried to go into Google.
Okay, let me see if I can do it, and then if it doesn't work, I don't know. I could try to get up. I'm on a different device. I have to get on my laptop. But when you share like you share your other videos, yeah, man, that shit, man.
Now this is why I like Zoom. Zoom, I could actually do it. Don't have any problems.
So you know what I'm thinking though is if it even gave you the option to share with Chrome, you probably did pull it up with Chrome if you're running Chrome. If that's what you're running with your YouTube.
Yes.
I'd probably just try that before you go and do anything else. I would try that first.
I agree. I agree. You have to dig back into share, man. Like go back to share video. He's right.
Okay.
And shout out to Francesca in the chat. That's my girlfriend, you guys. She came to.
Well, shout out to her. All right. All right. Let me go back in here and see because I know Tommy Jean did try to. It's not even. I should have put the address in Chrome. That's what I didn't do. I tried to share the window. I normally would share in.
Yeah, put the address in the Chrome. Open it up as a brand new window. And then try to share it though. Then try to share it through StreamYard.
I don't see Tommy Jean actually had it in there too. And I don't see it. And I am in my, let me go back to, because this is an interesting video here.
Hey, while you look at that, let me ask a question to the guys on the panel.
Sure.
I don't know Mr. Gigi. I think maybe he might have been on here when I was on here one time before, but so Francesca is in the chat. That's my girlfriend, and her job is in youth engagement for high school children.
Right.
And the area that we live in is there's not a big population of black people around here, but there are some. It's just a small. But she was asking me if I could ask the brothers especially, do you guys have any ideas on a good way to reach out to black youth that may be needing help in school, or maybe just it seems like working in youth engagement, the only kids that want to participate are the ones that are doing real well and want to do extracurricular things. But she's trying to engage with the kids that may need help more, but they may not be reaching out.
Well, you can start off. You can start off by going out to the urban areas, man. Go out there where the niggas is at, man. You really want to find some young black kids that are struggling, need some help in the school systems. Go out to the urban areas, man.
And then as far as that goes, I mean, we were just talking. I was listening while I was driving while you guys were on.
You guys just ignored me? Oh, wow, okay.
All right. Yeah, I still don't see it. Yeah, don't see it. Hey, you might have to.
Still don't see it?
No.
All right. Let me try my laptop. I'm not for sure it'll work, but I'll give it a shot. So I'm gonna log out. You continue, talking on the discussion, and then if I log in, then we'll try it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Whoa. Okay. This gentleman, he just asked a question.
Yes.
Before I leave, he just asked a question. 411.
Okay.
About reaching out to the black community, I think.
Yeah, because she's Latina, and I'm white. I mean, that's not the job that I do. I'm in trades, but I don't know. You guys all had a discussion about college is not necessary to be successful.
Right.
So is there a way to push that to the younger kids? Well, that like a white guy or a Mexican girl may not know how to reach out and really engage with the black kids that need the help.
Well, just
they know. Like before the George Floyd riots, my brother was a cop at the time.
Right.
And I think a large part of why they were pushing a lot of that division stuff is he had kids that were from the community, 13, 14 years old. And this is a police officer now. And they were coming up to him on their own. And they were like, hey, man, can you get me a job? My brother was like, yeah, come on, let's go. You go find the guy over at Taco Bell. You say, hey, this kid right here, give him a job. Yep. They got to want it.
They do have to want it. You know, I think that there's a problem with trades. I know you're in trades, Laughing Dog, and I'm in trades, and there's a big shortage of working men that are young men that want to work right now. How do you how would you market this to? How would you market a trades job to a black kid? Like, you said, look, you're gonna be able to flex in like 2-3 years from now if you just go to work. Like, you'll really be able to do it.
They gotta want it.
They gotta want it, man.
We had a guy in the program when I was going through it, and he was melanated, and he was dogging his friends left and right, and they didn't want to do it, so that's how it was. And he, you know,
here's my thing. Like, it's not even about a color thing no more, because it's this generation, man. The youth, they're fucking lazy, man. They're lazy. They're fucking lazy.
Yeah, that's true. And when I was going through the program, they told us in 2005, they go, hey, like, these kids want to go to an office, and it's all of them, and they're doing stuff like foregoing pay for Facebook time, you know?
There you go. You got it, I think. You got it.
Yeah. I went through
Got it. You did it.
All right.
You grown and you gotta go somewhere.
Now, can you all hear it?
Yep, you got it, man.
You go when you get ready.
All right.
Okay, blow the screen up. Enlarge your screen.
Anything, you can go now. Here. How about that?
When I pay all bills in here, you gonna tell me when I
Now,
you know what I know?
shout out to Brother Men's Daily. This is about the grown kids living at home.
What the Yo, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is
Can you all hear it
Shizette.
loud and clear?
the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Loud and clear.
I really have no words for what I'm about to share.
One more.
No introduction. This video was sent to me by one
you
of my
blow up your
subscribers
screen?
via
Blow your
Instagram.
screen up?
Shoot
The
me
YouTube
content,
screen up?
add me. You don't
All
pay
right.
no bills in here. You need to leave.
You said the YouTube
Stepdad
screen.
once
Yeah, bottom right
Yeah.
on the video.
Yeah, on the bottom
Now,
right-hand
guys,
corner,
I
you'll see
gotta
it.
warn you.
This coffee smells like shit.
Okay,
Let's
let me
get
go
it.
to the YouTube
I'm gonna see
screen.
if you gonna tell me.
Bottom right-hand corner of the YouTube screen.
And then when he ain't going
All
nowhere,
right.
that's my son. That's my only son.
That's the YouTube screen.
Never no time.
At some point,
Never no time. Never no time.
Can you see it?
Well, tell me, Christian.
No, you tell me. We're talking about you grown and you gotta go somewhere.
Fair
You
use.
grown, son,
Fair
you ain't
use.
going no damn where. You go when you get ready.
Man, I just feel at some point you need to make your own way. That's what I be want to walk through the house naked sometimes, and there you go. So I mean, what?
Can you hear it?
No, if anything, you can go now here. How about that?
I want to pay all bills in here. You gonna tell me where I can go?
No.
Why do I got to this my mama house? Like, why do I got to leave my mama house?
Period.
Man, you damn near 40 years old. Damn near it's time to go. I mean, at what point?
I'm 29. I'm not.
Well, that's pretty 10
But you
years
know what?
away.
When I met you, you was living with your mama.
Man,
Wow.
please, I was in and out. Come
You
on,
was
man.
living with your mama.
I
Now you
was
gonna tell
22
me.
years old.
Now you gonna tell me because he
No, I ain't
29.
gonna lie, but I ain't getting up. I'm not getting up.
Man,
I'm
he
not
has to
going
go.
nowhere. I'm not going nowhere.
He
So
has to
mama
go.
house,
Well,
And you ain't gotta go nowhere.
You know what, damn, they ain't gonna pay no bills either, damn it. Now, how you feel about that? You don't want him to go, I won't pay the bills.
You
But
gonna
he
continue to pay
he
the
got to
bills.
go, though, man. It's too much. See, we arguing and stuff about stuff.
Fair
At the
use.
end of the day, at the end of the day, all y'all do is tell me to help. Y'all ain't saying nothing. Like,
Man, you
so
grown
y'all
ass
saying-
man. You supposed to know man, garbage over here. You supposed to know to take that outside. Come on, man. I don't have to tell you all this stuff, man.
The thing is, I'm barely here, so I'm barely making garbage. So I got to the garbage shop. I'm barely here. If I'm barely here, barely making garbage, barely making dishes, like why I gotta do anything?
29 years old.
Excuses for you, man.
Right? He don't even be here. So
Ain't
what
paying
is
no
you talking
bills.
about? He don't be here like that. He come here,
Well,
he
when
sleep,
he's
and then
here,
he on
he needs
business
to
the
help
rest
out.
of the day.
When he's here, he needs to help out. He needs to do some things. He
Well, I
needs to
tell
be
you what,
productive.
he ain't paying no bills,
well, damn it,
and
he
he
gonna
ain't
start
gotta go.
paying some bills around
I ain't
this
paying.
But
I gotta pay.
I'd rather want to
My
go out.
Listen, my mama said I gotta pay no bills. I ain't paying no bills.
He gotta pay. What I want him to do is save his money and do what he needs to do with his
You
money.
the whole reason why
and
he
not
is
pay
the
no
way he is,
bills.
because all this stuff you bring it to him, he still got the titty in the mouth. You let
Oh,
all that
hell
stuff
no.
go on.
Nah, you know what I know? You jealous. You jealous of my son.
What the?
Hey,
That's fucked up. That was fucked up, man. Low.
Bitch is steady caving for her son to stay home. While this man trying to get some fucking some jewels.
Michael, now you know good and damn well I'm not kicking my son out.
Well, I ain't worried about it. Like at the end of the day, I'm here.
A mess.
So I'm ready to get off. I'll be here. So.
At what point is you trying to? What's your plans for this man? What's
my plan is to stay here as long as I need to stay here. That's my.
And what up in 45, 50?
And we gonna be 45, 50 up in here.
Crazy as hell. Well, damn it, I'm gonna be out there.
Why?
No, he's going
Get
to
the
go
step
me.
in. Get the step in. That's my only son. He ain't going nowhere.
That's what's
my only son. Shit.
You the one made him like this because yo, we dad.
You know what?
Made him.
Come and go, your son.
This is
I
bad.
can do it.
I see what I'm saying.
You better go.
I see what I'm saying.
She might be fucking him.
Right. And like I said,
you made him this way.
That's possible.
Defending him doing nothing.
I ain't make him
This
this
is
way.
a product of your.
I ain't make him this way.
This
Like
is a
I
product
said,
of your bad decision. Your bad choice.
it ain't like he don't know how to get out here. Like I said, when he ready to go, he can go.
Wow.
That's not
Wow.
what I'm supposed to do. Is she defending him doing nothing? Am I getting that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you got that right. Fair use. Yeah, you
speechless.
got that right.
Bitch ass niggas. And find the same motherfucker around talking about he a grown ass
Smells
man.
like shit.
Bitch ass nigga, man.
You know
You
the
heard what he
same thing.
said? You guys
Same
heard what he
thing goes
said?
on.
Give my own personal opinion about
I heard
this
what he said.
situation. You guys know
This
how we do
coffee
it.
tastes like
Let's see what
shit.
the people have to say. Because the people always surprise you, especially in the day we're living in now, right? It could go either way. So let's check out these comments. First commenter says, 29 with no responsibilities is
No
a
responsibilities.
human leech. I agree. This commenter says, what a lot of y'all so-called parents miss is the fact that children need to be prepared for the BS of this world financially, mentally, and physically. Half of them return back or end up in BS situations because they were not prepared, and you sending them out listening to a BS Bill parent that moved in someone else's home, letting him set the standards. I'm assuming this chick is talking about the stepdad. She goes on to say, if the child is properly prepared, they will be able to plant and grow on their own. If you get it, you get it. See, that comment confuses me because she sounds like she's coming at the stepdad when she really
Absolutely
should be addressing the mom as well. This commenter says, 29 and not prepared. Got to have some get up about yourself. Next commenter says, the question is, why is he not ready at 29? That sorry mama is the problem. She ruined her son. This female commenter says, his mother is setting her son up for failure.
Absolutely.
There's no way in hell his grown should be there not contributing. The stepdad days are numbered. I think that's they're supposed to say days. And if he know what I know, he needs to go ahead and jump ship because her son will always be a problem. Why can't he help with chores if he doesn't pay bills? This shit is so sad, and her son gonna end up with the female expecting to live with her rent free.
That's what I said about the grown kids living at
This
home.
commenter says, the son needs to do something when he's there. Sometimes mothers can hinder their sons. Get him a little studio apartment. What?
No.
Pay the rent for a few months. Must be nice. That should be enough time for him to handle it on his own. It's nothing like the freedom of unlocking your own door to your own place. Well, I guess if she can do that, then cool. But in most cases, man, even that much help at this age, if you haven't prepared a man to take care of himself, isn't going to help him. This commenter said, when she said you can go and I pay all the bills, say less. Hope y'all have a nice life together. I feel that 100%, man.
Facts.
That was when she started like kicking him out and saying, no, you can go. Disrespectful.
Highly.
Right.
Hey, you
Utmost
got free zone in the
This
back.
next commenter says she being disrespectful.
Oh, free
and
zone
not
in the
even
back. Hold on.
acknowledging what her husband is saying. I give you
Hold on, one
modern
moment.
women. Next comment says those things should be addressed before marriage. Facts. 3 adults live in the house. 3 adults should contribute. The stepfather should not argue It is not his house. He
Wow.
needs to leave and establish his own home. And from what I took from the situation, it sounds like he pays the bills, but the house is in her name from the way she was talking, right?
He
This
traded
woman
up.
commented, "I'm not arguing with no bouncy neck Negro about my children."
I can only
Case
get 6
closed.
people on the panel.
And right there, guys, is a single mother, most likely, who agrees with the way that this mother was handling her 29-year-old, almost 30-year-old child. Oh, man.
He
Let's keep
traded
reading
up
these
to the
comments.
gal
So
with the
this
bigger
commenter
house.
says, she wholeheartedly raised a bum. You 29 years old and your only responsibility are breathing.
Wow.
What kind of example are you setting? He will always
Comment
be
section going
codependent
in.
and need a woman to survive. Poor excuse of a man. Shaking my head. Next comment says, I would leave them both, let them have each other because she's delusional, to say the least. And he not ready to be a man, obviously.
I got shout
Next
out.
commenter, a mother will always be a mother, no matter how old her children get. He should give his mom some money to help with a bill and do house chores. This is how you teach them to be independent. But you have a grown man living in your house and tell you to put your child out. He would be the first to leave. All right, so what we just saw in this video, guys, is the product and handiwork of a single mother.
Single mom. There it is.
80% of your child's brain is
There it
developed
is.
by age 3.
Shout out to
How can
It
we
is.
make the
Shout out
most
to
of this
Teapot
important
in the
time as
building.
parents? Research
Shout out
shows that
to
meaningful
Teapot.
developmental experiences
All right. Let me stop sharing that and we can talk about that.
I really do think that she made him that way.
So do you all think that she made him that way?
And it's
You okay over there, laughing dog?
What's that?
You okay over there, laughing dog, man?
Yep.
What's your
What-
take
what?
from that shit, man?
Huh?
Well, I said, you okay over there? What is your take from that shit? There was a lot of stuff in that information.
I think there was a lot going on there. I think the step husband he can't really put his foot down because he most likely did that trade up where he got the lady with the bigger house, right? That's her house, and he's paying some of the bills, but that's still her house.
Well,
is
I
my
got
take
some-
on it. But she's totally jacking that kid up like crazy.
Well, that's a grown ass man. That's not a kid anymore.
She is. I'm gonna tell you the mistake that the brother made who's paying all the bills. Brothers, if you're listening to me,
Listen,
come a little closer to the camera, please.
I'm coming my damn self, shit.
Do not. Do not.
I'm adjusting everything, shit.
Do not.
I feel like I'm
ever-
right there with you, damn it.
Do not ever move into a woman's house because she can kick you out at a moment's notice. And when you are a stepdaddy, you have no power. Listen, I'm going to say this, and this is going to come off harshly. You got to be temporary. This is an HP, human toilet. That's what she is.
It is.
Listen, she'll warm you for 24 hours, then you got to get rid of her. And if you don't want to have anything to do with her, don't. You see why this son is messed up. This is what I call we call it the Oedipus, the reverse Oedipus, the son husband. And I got something else to premiere to you all while we're on this topic, because there's a show out called I Want a Mama's Boy. I'm going to be running those trailers up next week.
Oh,
I'm going to be. This is the reverse.
wow. I didn't see that coming.
This is the reverse of smothered. Smothered is the mother-daughter. Listen, and when you are a man, you are at the bottom of the totem pole. Salute, brother Clue. Samantha P says, I still help my mom and grandmother with chores. I haven't lived there in almost 20 years. They're getting old. That's one thing. You're not living there, Samantha. Also,
That's what I'm saying, Samantha. That's what you're supposed to do. Lead by example.
right. They should be doing now. When the son Wasn't going to pay any bills right then and there. 29 years old. This reminds me of the incident that happened in Syracuse, New York, where a 30-year-old was trying to sue his parents for kicking him out. Sue his own parents. This is why family is overrated. I've always said that. And what's going to happen? What if that boy goes out? Well, excuse me, the son goes out, 29 years old, knocks up a woman. You know what's going to happen? That son is going to end up bringing that baby into the house. It's going to mess their whole marriage up. That dude's paying the bills. Shouldn't pay any bills. He shouldn't have moved in there in the first place. He should come around at 12, and then when the sun hits his eyes, he should get up and go. That's it. You don't want to deal with that.
No. And I've got, just like you said, you don't move into a woman's house. I'm kind of got the same situation right now. You know, my girlfriend has a house, or she has an apartment.
She got kids?
She has a 9-year-old daughter. And
that we need to talk
about. I'm not worried right now, but I already talked to her about I will not be moving in there. I'm going to buy my own house and they can move in there.
No, don't. Oh, no.
No.
You don't move a woman with another man.
Hey, 411. Yeah. 411. I'm sharing your video, your Don't Single Mom Date Single Moms video right now. I'm about to share it inside of the comment section so they can click on that video. They need that video now. I'm about to share it for you, man. They need to get educated. I'm about to share it for us, man.
This must be one of our old videos. Brother Matt was around when we were doing these videos.
I'm sharing it now. Video 1, part 1 and part 2. I'm about to get ready to share it. They need this stuff. These guys who's staying with single moms and moving in with women and thinking about moving in with women in North America, specifically in Western region countries, goddamn, watch this video. He's going to break it all the way down. You need it.
All right.
Yeah, you might learn something from this one, man. I'm trying to help you out, bro. Brother Matt will try to help you out, too. He ran into that situation. You know, Brother Matt. Brother Freezone will help you out. Hey, Brother Freezone, you don't live in a house with a woman. I know you don't. You're too smart for that.
I don't live. I live in the house with my wife.
Oh, well, that's
that's it. I mean,
that's ideal.
But let me ask you something. Would you ever live in a house with a woman and another man's kid?
No. I mean, I temporarily stayed at a house of a woman with kids. Like, we weren't seeing each other or anything like that. But it only took like 2 weeks for me to be like, this ain't gonna happen.
Ain't gonna happen, Captain. So you got wise real quick. Brother Clue says if you move another man's kids in your house, you're sharing that house with him. That's one of the most common sense comments I heard tonight. You are actually sharing that house.
Well, I don't want this to be the roast of survival right now. So
no, it's not a roast of survival. It's not a roast. But
yeah, like I've seen it work, but it is the exception and not the rule.
Right. Because
we're only helping you.
Because basically survival, most of us, 2/3 of us are black, and it never works in the black community. It never, because most of the black men are stepfathers. Let's just be honest.
Yeah. I'm optimistic about it, and
okay.
So that's where I'm at with it. But I hear you guys, so I'm not disregarding you.
Just slow the roll a little bit, calm down.
I mean, you're not you haven't. 9-year-old child. You don't have children of your own, do you, Brother Survival?
I don't. No, I have no kids. I'm 30. I'll be 39 in a couple of weeks here, and
how old is she?
She's 36.
Okay.
I went to high school.
You're 39.
I will be in 2 weeks.
Hey, so I thought you was younger than that. Salute, bro.
Yeah. Hey, how old are you, Freezone? You're like, what? You're like 35 or something?
I'm 32.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. I just be seeing you on cam, and you look younger than 39.
Well, yeah,
so salute to you, man.
Until I take the hat off, then you can see there's no hair up there.
Ah, okay. No, it's all good. But as far as the video goes, I mean, y'all pretty much hit it. Like, there's no way as the stepdad I'm involved in that situation. There's no way. There's just no way. I mean, it goes without saying the mom is screwing the 29-year-old kid, but man, that guy need to slide over this way, man, so he can get some game, because that's terrible. Terrible.
Of course. We're gonna welcome him with big old wide arms. Come to the round table. Hey, 411. I'll pay the extra StreamYard fee, man, for the expansion of the group. If he
just to get him in there,
411, he says, man, I'll pay the fee. God damn it. He needs it. He needs it. All right. The real guy on the panel, he has returned, Mr. Lockett.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How's it going, brother?
It is going phenomenal, man. You guys need to go to this guy's channel, man. When he talks to us on the channel, he talked to us like we're really in front of him, and his open panels are really engaging, man. You need to go to that guy's channel whenever he go live. I love it.
Appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it. Yo, man, I think the old guy, man, he's kind of stuck, right? Because it seems like she's holding the cards. Yep. She's the one with the house, and he done suckered himself in there to paying all of her bills, and that's what it is. Unfortunately, the 29-year-old, shoot, man, I got a 36-year-old ain't left his mama, man. So I mean, I feel the situation. But I mean, what can you do in this day and age, especially with today's economy? Now everybody got an excuse, right? I can't, whatever. And then you got to remember, man, the generations, right? The millennials, they grew up in the participation trophy generation. True. So they got that entitlement mentality. Yeah. They got that entitlement mentality. And even if they do go out and get a job, it's a short-lived experience most of the time because they got a trifling mentality.
Thank you. As a millennial, I can really 100% agree with you. In our generation, we grew up where there was armies, and I mean armies of single mothers. And also, too, there were armies of grown men, man. I knew a guy was like 19 years old. This man was 43 years old, man, while I was 19, still staying with his mom. And his mom was a big-time enabler, right? Huge enabler. He come around us, drink, smoke his weed, all this shit, play dominoes with us or whatever. And we all ask, when you moving out of your mama's house? Why are you still over there and shit? And well, man, I'm gonna try, man. That dude stayed in there, man, for like double-digit years, man. And it was like he had been staying. He's like been there since he was like a teenager, like never left. Basement to himself and everything, man. Like it was incredible. And then when it came to his women, he couldn't fuck his woman there. No, his mom didn't do that. No, so he had to go to the women's house to go have sex or get fucked up, drink, or another partner's house. Like it was incredible,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I mean the thing is, right, it gets to the point where it really, instead of you staying with your mama, then your mom's staying with you because she's a senior citizen and she needs assistance. And then it's like, well, now you're screwed up your chance to have a life of your own, because now you really do feel like a chump because you're leaving a dependent senior, to wipe her own ass and whatever.
This is why I brought up this topic, and we're going to be continuing this topic.
Call it the continuing.
As a man, and you're out here dating.
Yes, sir.
Where do you really rank? Now, on my thumbnail, if everybody has seen it, I put Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And when it comes to a woman, you're at the bottom of the totem pole, especially if you have children. And again, there's this term, I'm the only one who has used it on YouTube, called the grandmama. That's when the woman is a grandma and a mother at the same time.
Yeah,
and you have to ask yourself,
grandmama.
Well, you have to ask yourself.
I'm sorry. Hold on for a while. We got to let that one breathe right there. You said grandmama.
I told you 411. Everything that you predicted in your old videos apply today, man. They do. I told you.
That's crazy.
You actually have what it is. The woman, and this is true, she'll have her daughter living home with her. And then she waited till she got old enough to have another child. So she's now a mom and a grandmother at the same time. Now, these are the fools who are putting all this nonsense on dating sites telling you you must love kids, you must love dogs, you must love cats. All these outrageous expectations that she wants you to follow, but she's not in the position. And some of them will put in there, I'm separated, but I'm looking for marriage. I'm like, well, how are you going to be looking for marriage when you're already married? These are the These are the red flags that you have to look for. And then you have some on there that are smokers. Oh, I smoke it. Listen, smoking occasionally and smoking often. Smoking is smoking. You don't want to kiss an ashtray. This is what I've broken down in my.
If she said she smokes cigarettes occasionally, then she probably smoked crack every day. She's smoking crack every day.
He ain't smoking crack.
My man said smoking crack.
Come on, Dave. Don't go there, man.
He went from cigarettes to crack.
You jump right over weed.
That's the gateway. The cigarettes is the gateway drug.
This is what out here. And guys are getting caught. And listen, don't even worry about how good she looks. These women want a baby. They want a baby. They want child support.
Well,
yeah, I skirted that system on 3 kids, man, and I ain't trying to roll the dice again.
No, don't roll the dice. You ain't gonna get lucky the 4th time, and you
you ain't gonna get lucky the 4th time. I can't hold it together, man. Oh my God! 411, you on fire today, man.
No, I'm just
3 wishes, my nigga.
I'm just bringing it up because this is why men, when it comes to dating, we get used. Because all right, first of all, when you know a person is in I'm going to say a position that is not going to warrant a relationship, there are 2 options. She's only worth 2 options. And what are they? I'll tell you. You don't smash and dash, or you do smash and dash. But the second option, it's all temporary. That's it. And when you got kids, let's just be honest. You in the house, you ready to long stroke it up and down when you're horizontal, and that kid knocks on the door while you in the middle of your high stroke, and the kid wants water. What are you going to do? Your shit's going to go limp.
Man, I didn't have them come in because the mama was screaming, crying about stop hurting my mama.
Oh my God! Y'all are going there today. Y'all are going there. Damn.
That almost happened the other day.
I'm not saying there are no bad women, but when you deal with one of these moms out, and shout out to Teapot, he has this on his show. You better be in there with some interrogation questions. You better be in there with some. And you know what? I think I'm gonna bring up next week. I'm gonna bring up some of those rules of dating that some of you have never seen, but I'm gonna get them to you. I got 100 of them, and some of you may be laughing. And I'll if I have to go from 1 to 100, I will do it, even if it takes all month to do it, because you got to get this game out here. There's so many guys out here. I got 2 words for you guys. Russell Wilson. Has anybody ever heard of Russell Wilson?
Yeah, I mean, I'm from
yeah.
Seattle. I live in Seattle, so yeah, I know Russell
Yes.
Wilson well.
Now,
Yes.
don't be Russell Wilson.
Oh my God. Oh my God. And you seen that recent video of what she was doing at the gas station?
Yeah.
Dude,
No. What
I
happened?
was like, wow.
She was twerking on
And
pump too.
as a bonus, she is a single mom. I told you guys.
Yeah,
411
right.
has warned you. He has warned you guys time and time again. Oh my God. I'm like going. I'm going happy. Look, I reposted that link in my Red Pill Black Travel group. I posted it in my MGTOW group. I've just posted it in the chat. I mean,
now you know
wow.
these videos that I did on these single mothers they go back to 2020. So the videos are still fresh. I thought they went back further than that. They go back to 2020. Okay.
Hey, so let me ask a question. Because I can't even begin to understand that situation that we just saw on the screen, arguing and stuff. If he pays all the bills, because I heard somebody say like the stepdad is pretty much stuck, but he pays all the bills. If he pays all the bills, how is he stuck? Couldn't he just get his own place? Like, couldn't he just subtract himself from that entire situation since he pays all the bills?
I'll tackle that. Can I tackle that one? I'll tackle that one. Sure.
Is he married?
Okay. All right. No, fuck no. He's not married. Hell no. No. He's just, listen, he's stuck. When he says stuck, he means stuck mentally. Not physically. No, mentally. Okay.
Right? Gotcha.
If he was on this show tonight, I guarantee by tonight and early in the morning, if she'd have left her ass to work, he would have packed his shit up, left the goddamn key on the fucking goddamn counter. About time she got off work, all this should have been gone. Changed his phone number, goddamn it. New location. Listen, I'll lace you really hard on how to really do it, goddamn it. You know, because I've been in that situation. Listen, I was him. I've been in his situation twice, but I was smart enough. I was really smart enough to see it for what it was. And all it took for it was to happen like once or twice. And I just removed myself from that situation. She came her ass home. In one situation, she came back home, right hand to God. When she came back, all of my shit was gone. Like gone, man. She was blowing up I changed my phone number on her, relocated. You have to do that to her. If she want to crumble your world, you have to crumble hers before she crumble yours. Okay. You start seeing cracks coming in your life, goddammit, then you need to go ahead and make eruptions come to her life, especially if you're the provider, and especially if you're the guy that's actually a helpmeet and a guy who's basically assisting her in the needs and compensating her in the needs that she can't even provide for her goddamn self, especially when she got the grown ass kids there. It's God honest truth, man.
And shout out to brother Truism, and salute to you as well. I'm gonna probably have to get and expand the chat. Right now I can only get 6 people on there, but that's okay. That's why the little bird is up there. But generally I don't get a big panel, but we are going to be doing some of these heavy topics because and shout out to Ringo TV. He's doing some information. Me and Tommy Jane listen to him every night. Guys, you got to come to your senses. You got to stop worrying about getting that pussy and saving your money. You want to know where this guy is stuck, by the way? I'm going to answer that question for you, Brother G. The guy is stuck because look at all the money he threw away. He could have had that money and been with somebody else with no kids, or he could have own house where he has the power in his own castle. See, living with somebody else, even though you're paying the bills, you still got full power because at any moment's notice, if she gets upset, she will kick him out the door. And that's
the truth. That's the God honest truth.
Always fall flat on their face. Get your own.
Yes. And I tell these guys too, right? Now, he may be stuck financially, right? Because he forked over money, But me, I'm the type of guy, I don't care how much money I've handed over to these women like an idiot. I don't care how much I've invested. I see any of those signs, right? As if I was in that situation, I've cut the thousands of dollars I lost from that and be out the door. I look at it as you paid $5 grand, 10 grand, hell, 20 grand for an experience to learn, for you not to involve yourself in that situation. The only thing you paid for, it was a goddamn experience. That was it. You paid for a lesson. It was a damn lesson for you to know for a fact to never, ever put yourself in that situation. And I have. With these goddamn women, I've invested thousands, you hear me, thousands of dollars over a period of time, and it was never reciprocated, never appreciated. Or if the money went low, goddamn it, the attitude and the mood changed, you know. And I tell them, look, and I agree with Tom Likas, it's true, right? Stop dating these goddamn North American women and taking them seriously. One night stands, short term only. Get your passport, travel globally. It is a totally different ballgame when you involve yourself with another woman who is not involved in this culture.
Let me tell you about the passport. And Tommy Jean brought up something that I never thought about, and it is clicking while it's fresh in my mind. Let's say you go to some of these other countries and you do have your passport. Let's say you go to Guatemala, and I've been down there when I was in the Navy, Guatemala. You have a number of these kids there too. A lot of them are family oriented, and you know, you try to bring them back, or you even go down there, even with a passport, you still might run into the same trouble.
Didn't Eddie Murphy have a bit on that years ago?
Well, this is what we preach in our group. We preach strongly in our group to the number one rule is to never bring her ass back here. Absolutely. That's the number one rule. Do not bring her ass back
overseas. You trying to build overseas, and that's a whole other set of problems.
And then when you go over there, here's another problem. You don't know the culture. You don't know the language. And then when I was in the Navy, most of the guys, they were going to the gut. When we went to France, because we did a lot of our traveling over in the Mediterranean, they were always looking for the gut. And I'm saying, well, what's the gut? Well, the gut is where you have all the losers. That's the hood. They were going over there trying to get a quick lane. You know, a number of those women, too, over there, you know, they're trying to hitch a ride back to America. And then when they get here, they're going to let you go because they are going to find out how free they are here, especially
I agree.
From the Middle
I agree.
East.
I agree. And that's why we tell these guys, too, to vet carefully. And by vetting, we tell them to look out for the women who actually say, well, I've always wanted to be in America, or I always want to live there, and I always wanted to move. If she says or shows any action of that, you 86 her ass, get rid of her quick. There's always another one right around the corner. Always. Always. In our group, we got a huge group called the Passport Bros and the Black Man Travel Group and Black Man Red Pill Travel Group, man. It's like thousands of guys in this group, man. And brothers down there, man, are becoming, man, very happy. They successful. And they don't go down there just for women, man. Don't get it twisted, man. These guys go down there to see a totally different culture down there, man. And these guys are happy. Thousands of guys.
But that's what's always been mine, because a lot of these Indians, a lot of these Hispanics, especially the poor, they are family oriented, and they have a culture to where they got generations. You got the grandkids, the grown kids, so you never have any privacy. You pull up at these Hispanics' house, they got about 9 cars in their driveway, and when you want to, when you want to go and hit it, okay, you don't have any privacy. You don't. Now, Isaiah,
that's pretty stereotypical, man. Like, of course, we know there's families that have cars with all them 9 cars, but you can't say it's only the Latinos for Latinos.
Well, he's speaking in general.
Yeah,
I know. Well, I wouldn't even. Yeah, I mean, it's one of their stereotypes, But I think that's kind of a low class stereotype for like any color of people. Like,
I mean, if he'd have said every single one, that would have been a big time stereotype. But he didn't. He's speaking in general. You understand?
Right.
Now, myself, I'll tell you myself. I've dated two of them. I dated one from Mexico, and then I was also with one Dominican. My problem was this: the fact that they were raised here. Okay, all right. I tell these guys that if you want to get involved with them, make sure they never have set foot here, and you got to get them fresh off the goddamn boat. And you got to make sure that she has absolutely no desire to come to this motherfucker. No, hey, you'll get the best treatment that you probably have gotten compared to one up here. Because if you go to, there's a guy, his name is Andre and Andrea. Go to his channel. He's an expat, man. And he's 54, 55 years old, got a beautiful 27-year-old. She comes on his channel all the time in the Q&A section, man. Yeah, and he spits that shit. And he's down there in Colombia living it up, man. Beautiful place down there. I think it's like $175 American, man. Gated community down there and having a blast, man. You know, so me, I don't listen to the negativity though, right? Of the guys, right, who's either never been there or who are not currently there. No, I like to listen to those guys who are boots on the ground, who are actually there, who can actually show me in camera images of what they are experiencing, what's really going on, and what are the do's and don'ts to avoid, and also the do's and don'ts, right, to be aware of.
And again, let me give a shout out to Francesca Mattias. Hey, look, survival.
That's Matthias.
Matthias, hey,
Yeah.
if you all understand each other, that's one thing. Well, I'm speaking of, because you're most likely the exception.
I kind of grew. I mean, she went to high school with me, you know. So we've known each other. I know how she. Yeah.
Well, me and Laughing Dog and Devin Lockett and Mr. G, it's especially, you know, me and Devin Lockett and I'm sure Laughing Dog and White, they do the same thing. We're talking about time and economics. And when I saw that video, and I saw the video before I even watched the show, and thank you, Survival and Laughing Dog, for teaching me how to share it, and Mr. G for sharing it right. I was sharing it wrong all the time. Go through Chrome next time. It's a lot darn easier. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to your time, okay, you want to be able to, particularly when I talk about single mothers, I'm coming at it from children grown and living at home. To me, that is an embarrassment, because some of these moms, they allow.
I understand. Yeah.
They allow their children to live home for free.
I don't think I could be with. I would never be with some woman that had a grown man at home. I could not do that.
Have you ever? You never been in that situation?
No. Never.
Thank God. Thank God. Thank God.
I would never do that. I would never.
And now you're here. You can actually teach many others of these young ones, because they believe. Look, I agree with 411. A lot of them are really just blinded by the pussy. They're blinded by the pussy, and also they're blinded also too by the meals, or what we call the sunflower period, if you will. You know, the honeymoon period. You know, they're blinded by that. The honeymoon period, right, can catch a guy off guard. But if you're really red pill, you're going to walk in, and you have to assume that this period is going to end eventually. When you deal with single moms, it's going to end. So you enjoy it while it lasts. Right? She's going to do all the nasty and disgusting things we love to do in the bedroom. She's going to cook you meals and pies and all that goddamn shit. And then soon, when she locks you down in that relationship, soon when she feels like you're sprung off that pussy, soon when she gets you inside of the marriage proposal and you sign the contract of death, boom. She's going to turn into that evil, dark bitch that's been hiding behind the facade of the honeymoon period.
Come on, guys. She's in here listening. Let's be respectful.
Well, hey. A lot of these guys are experienced. I'm experienced in this, and we've learned from this. You know, we used to think, but But if you date a single mom, all women are not like that. And I remember on my channel I say that's an alarm when they say, "Well, all women are not like that." Whatever. But this is my.
And I learned
but this is my.
also from
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Most of them you're going to find on a number of these dating apps and dating sites. Whenever you say, "Hey, me and my children come as a package," you run for the hills. Okay.
There it is.
Yeah, I've never in my life. I've dated single mothers, but I've never considered living with one or being with one long term ever.
It's just not a good investment. Your sanity, your self-esteem is going to be broken because a number of them are very selfish. I said a number and a percentage. I didn't say all. Okay, let's not get it twisted. But the delusion, and particularly some of these Brother G and Brother Lockett, some of these black ones out here, they want the world, and they believe they don't have to give anything, but they want you to give everything. They want the money, but they don't have to have any money. And let me tell you something. Here's one thing you need to understand about a number of women, even if they are not single mothers, but they're a certain age. Remember, they're not virgins. And so when you hear this term, "I'm a born again virgin," run for the hills.
I think you talked about that on part 2.
I did.
He's just talking about some clinches.
On the American women, but my nephew, gosh, he's like 22. He already had 2 kids by some other girl, and he ran across this other girl, and I ran into her, and I almost I was pretty close to strangling the dude. Like, hey man, this girl right here, this is it, right here. I don't feel bad about it at all. I pretty much forced him to marry her when he found this new girl, because she was that good. She works. She's got an accounting job. She didn't have no kids, and he's been able to. So far, they've been married a year, and they're able to build on it. And he's got his own house now, or they do.
He has no kids by her? Does he have any kids by her?
Well, now he does. But she didn't have no kids before. That's his. But he already had 2 kids before with some other girl.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a pretty good looking kid. Apparently, I think he's been with half that town they were from. But
yeah, but you also got to watch yourself out there. Hey, let me get to the chat right quick. Brother Isaiah says, being used for green cards and citizenship from international women will grow at an all-time high due to increased poverty that the elites keep the masses in mentally. Not all are that way generally. And let me hear what Samantha has to say. Yes, I heard a couple of girls sneaking in red pill areas saying the exact thing. He's not lying. She also wants to never work, not have babies for at least 5 years. She parties. She also says having them be abroad, it doesn't make too much of a difference. My father and brother both married Hispanic women from abroad. Let's say it didn't go well. And Celine, if this country is westernized, it doesn't matter. And
I agree with her, Celine. Yeah. Celine, you are the truth.
See, the thing is, right, you're taking a chance no matter where the woman is from. You're going to have to vet, and you're going to have to use discernment, and it can always go awry with any woman from anywhere. I think as men, what we really should be focusing on is what direction we are headed in, right? I mean, I think it's easier for a woman to submit. Well, let's just put it on the table. Submit. It's easier for a woman to submit when she's dealing with a man who's got a plan and who's acting on that plan on a daily basis. A man who is in the process of self-actualization and evolution and who's actually going somewhere. Because you're asking a woman to follow you follow you where? You know what I mean? And that's her question. And if there's really, just go home and Netflix and chill, then it comes down to, well, you get back to the I'm contributing 50% of this or even more, right? To the material existence, and then you be like homeboy with no leg to stand on. You know what I mean? With or without her kids in the house,
And I guarantee that homeboy didn't do a benefit cost analysis. The only country I've seen my peers bring women home from were extremely submissive and stated that way. They were from Thailand and Eastern Europe. Takes many women minimally 10 months to let the masks fall.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not true. All women are like that. Even women who don't believe to such a degree to have fight it all day long. It's naturally occurring. You must keep in check at all times. A WALT. All women are like that. That's what a WALT stands for. There's also no WALT.
Right.
They weren't westernized. They weren't westernized. The women live in a hut. And
an old guy.
Yeah, I tell these guys when they go across these. Yeah, I had a guy that one of my buddies and shout out to him, Carlos, the Red Pill Traveler. He just left Colombia, and he's in Ethiopia right now as we speak with his Ethiopian wife. Okay, right, and they having a really good marriage, right? He actually has 2 boys by her and everything. And the point we always preach, even on his channel and other channels, and the key thing is to vet aggressively. Make sure too that when you vetting these women, right, we're not vetting just to vet for just looks though, but we also vet based on character, personality, what can she bring to the table, what can she not bring to the table, all these different types of things, psychological problems. Is she a single mom? Because what we do is this, we teach people that female nature around the globe is everywhere. All right. It's everywhere, but it's about us getting a better deal. Okay. Right. I would rather go to Thailand and deal with the woman out there who's not walking out of divorce court, hitting a man up for $400 million and having them pay $300,000 a life in alimony for the rest of his life and paying for kids that's not his, because you're not going to hear about this shit in Thailand. When's the last time you heard in Colombia or Brazil, a woman went and hit a guy up for child support for some kids that's not his, or got him, hit him up for $800 million in divorce, and now he got to pay $300,000 a month for alimony like Dr. Dre had to, after he went back to court and appealed it. I mean, that stuff doesn't exist in those countries, right? So why would I continue to go down the same chain of actually looking in this needle of the haystack of country to take the chance of putting myself in that same situation, or putting myself in a situation if I do have sex with this woman, I do have kids with this woman, but I have no intentions of being with her long term or whatever, this woman could potentially lock me down into a system that has her back. I wouldn't want to take those risks. I just wouldn't put myself in that situation. It's not worth it.
Let me take a look at the poll right quick. I got 30 votes so far. Again, it goes back to the topic we discussed earlier. Do you need a college degree to succeed? Do you need a college degree to succeed? I got 7% yes, 39, 93. I was almost dyslexic there.
Later survival.
No. Again, do you need a college degree to succeed? 7% say yes, 93% say no. And again, college degree is all part of this society.
But you do need an education. You don't need a college education or what we might call a formal education. But you do need to learn. You need to learn some basic skills. And a lot of the things you need to learn, unfortunately, aren't even taught in college, and it should be. They should be just regular life skills, just managing your credit score. All of this shit. I mean, there's a lot of things, basic civics, the way our government system works, why we vote, the people we can vote for, what their powers are. These are all things you're supposed it's a crime that we have this system, we have this much power in our democracy, and we aren't even educated with the tools to use it. And to say that we are the country that gave the world the internet and the personal computer itself, coding should be part of our basic educational curriculum for people in every level of free school, grammar school, public school across this country. There's no reason why we have to import coders. That's ridiculous.
Right. Now, Brother Isaiah says feminism is more deadlier than COVID. That's the real virus. Fact.
That was real. Shout out to Isaiah. That was real.
Yeah. Now, Samantha P says, honestly, I'm starting to fear for men in trades or blue collar workers. All I hear everyone saying is trades. Problem with that is we're going to flood the market. Well,
no,
the reason why that's never going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Individuals aren't going to go into trades because they're all going to be looking at college, no matter what I'm saying. And again, also on the panel, he's going to be speaking cyber toxin. Most of us have been indoctrinated to go to college. They don't even know about the trades because it takes a little bit more skill to work a trade. And for the most part, trades are a little bit more, when it comes to danger, a little bit more dangerous than blue collar jobs. It's a fact.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, that's just how it is. They're more involved, more physically demanding, And you got those percentage of guys who just won't do manual work, especially if they've been raised by single moms. I mean, I've seen this shit, man. Now, if they're kids, right, which is, I really thank God, if they're kids and they're raised by single moms, right, which I've seen, some of them actually have the guts, to say, hey, man, I need a job, man. I need to make some money. My mom won't do this, whatever, I wouldn't mind putting them to work or anything. It's just, though, that you can't say that, oh, we're going to flood the market because of the simple fact that these guys are going to do it. No, there's still going to be a large percentage, guys, that manual work, right, twisting that wrench, man, and, man, putting up that duct work, running that electrical, right, or clearing out those drain pipes, man. It's not for them, man. It's just not,
I'm going to tell you what can flood the market and what did flood the market between 1996 and maybe 2015 degrees. People were taught everybody go and get a degree. So if you have a lot of degree people out there, then the market is saturated with degrees. So employers have the opportunity to be picky. That's what they want to do. And even if you have a degree, you might not be picked because of nepotism. And there's other little quirks that go on when it comes to the workforce. But with a trade, I know the men that decide to take on these careers will be bombarded. Wages are going to be stagnated if everybody gets the same type of degree. Like, what if we all went to school for psychology? Well, how many psychology jobs are out there? Well, there will be more degrees than psychology jobs. But
I would argue that some of these tech guys are cutting out a form of the trades, like what Citizen Lou does, and like SKC. Maybe we're traditional trade is traditional trade, but they're still. Those guys seem to be doing really well with their tech stuff too, which I would consider a form of a trade, a specialty.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Well, next on the panel, I want to hear from Cyber Toxin. Go ahead, brother.
Salute. How's everybody doing?
All right.
Good.
Well, regarding careers in general, not specifically trade, but careers in general, we always have to recognize the appeal to risk versus reward. Those high risk jobs are often more appealing. People can confuse their greed with passion should they forget what really matters, and start loving money. Alexander Pope said, "The ruling passion, be it what it will, the ruling passion conquers reason still." And without discipline or structure or a proper aim, there's chaos. Chaos thrives on impulse. Another name for chaos is eros. Eros is also one of the types of love and a goddess in Greek mythology and the ruler of sex and passion, the mother of Hedon.
So you don't want to get no dinner?
Well, I don't know what to eat.
Some would argue,
Nothing.
that men need mothers, to raise their children. But honestly, those would be wives. So unless a woman is ready to be a wife, she's not going to have a man.
Get a little
Men
pot, water in it.
Men don't need mothers.
Put a couple of. Oh, okay.
Men don't need mothers, and they hate us for that.
All right. My charger's in the car too.
Oh, okay.
I think there's some noise in someone's background or something while he was talking.
There was a little bit. Did you hear most of what I said?
I got what you said.
Yeah, I got a chunk of what you said.
Well, that's my brainstorm from listening tonight.
Okay.
An old guy.
411, you're on mute.
An old guy gave me advice one time. He says, you got to do the 80-20. You got to be compatible 80%, but you have to have 20% that's your own too. And so does she. I don't know. I mean, it seems like the Western women are kind of just a freaking mess.
I'm trying to tell you.
Culturally, it's terrible.
There are some that are out there too, but yeah, the structure, the whole structure, it's just it's pulled apart, and it really goes back. For me, it just goes back to the traditional family structure. What are you even getting involved with them for in the first place?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to have a plan. I mean, if hey, I want to raise 2 kids or 3 kids. I want to buy land, or I want to build a business. I'd like to be with a woman that I could, that could participate with me, or has similar interests or the same interests. Once you have a plan, and that plan includes the woman that is in cooperation with you, then the cooperative woman will show up. I mean, because only the cooperative woman will be attracted to that scenario, and you can work together. It's got to be something that you're working toward. For most people, it's seeing your children make it to adulthood. Sometimes, if you're lucky, you can get a good one, and you can do a little something too. You can do a little business adventure together, or something to keep it spicy even after the kids grow up. It's more about what do you plan to do? You know what I mean? What kind of relationship do you plan to have with her? Because a lot of times people think, oh, well, all you got to do is get married, and then, happiness and paradise is supposed to lay itself at your feet. Why? Why should it?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
You know what I mean? Yep. Was guaranteed to come as boredom, right? Monotony and routine, because you're with the same person every day. And then if there is not anything else keeping first of all, your life passionate, and then your relationship with her passionate, then whatever. Then comes infidelity and all kind of other bullshit you don't need.
Right. Well, let me get back to the chat. Samantha P. If we have an entire generation that starts to hold on towards trades, that will be a problem for the current workers. Exactly. That's what happened with degrees. My stepfather, a few years back, passed up a promotion for a guy who had a 2-year degree. He's a pro diesel mechanic. Thankful that the guy couldn't do his job, and eventually,
all right,
the promotion. Let me read what Isaiah's got to say. Skills build our planet. This is way more valuable, even over money. That's how the Europeans and the other nations came up to finding the people who had the skills, then initiate the money. And she says, I agree. It's more important. Like I said, my fear is more that the men that I love will find themselves bombarded with new workers when they're turning 45, 50. And Brother Isaiah, what good is the money, natural resources, and a barter system if you don't have the knowledge and wisdom to use it? Skills are everything when it comes to survival and being a stable man. That's facts behind that. That's fact. It's all fact.
You know,
I look at it this way, that you're always going to have a fresh new generation of guys coming in, because you got to remember there's certain guys that's going to die off. There's going to be guys that's going to retire. And then there's going to be guys that go into different fields. You understand? Like myself, I did not see myself getting into heating and AC, right? As a cook, I wanted to be a cook. That was something I really, really enjoyed. But the point is, I couldn't make the money that I wanted to and get the happiness and fulfillment that I wanted to, right? Okay. And then when I transitioned out of that and I got into real estate, man, and I'm like flipping these houses, right? And not have to lift a hammer or a nail or a screwdriver with no money out of pocket, no cash, no credit, no license. And I'm making thousands. I'm like, shit, I did not see that. Because see, the fields that I was originally in, there's always going to be a new person to replace me in, because life situations change every single day. It does, man. And then I transitioned from wholesaling to now I'm actually doing surplus funds. I'm finding money for people for a fee, and it works out great for myself. Now, will there be competition? Will there be some sort of saturation? Of course. But it doesn't necessarily mean that if we encourage a certain amount of people to get in the field, they're always going to be that demand there. The saturation can only last for so long, but it's not going to be overwhelming, man. Because listen, there's been plenty of little jobs I've been on, man, even self-employed. And some of my customers, right, my own customers came to me, man, and they asked me, can you do X, Y, and Z or whatever? And I said, sure. But when I did the X, Y, and Z, guess what? I never asked for it. They never asked me for a degree. They never asked me for a license. They never asked me for a certification. Now, are there a particularly amount of people that will? Of course. But what it taught me was this. It really depends on the person and the company that you're working for. I'm telling you, because if you got that skill and you can get that damn job done, they can care less about that degree or that certificate or that license, man. If that guy needs that damn light installed, goddamn it, and you can do it, right? And you got the confidence and the skill and the experience to do it, but you don't have no license, you don't have no degree, it's worth him taking the chance of actually having you do it rather than having this licensed professional guy and get hit over the head 3-4 times the amount that you would have actually charged him originally. That's just something to think about, FYI.
Now, while you're on that, Brother G, let's go over this pyramid I talked about, where you ranked, so everybody knows as a man, starting at the top, because you brought up some good points the last time you and I discussed it, when it comes to dealing with women. At the top of the pyramid, what's at the top of the pyramid for a number of these women, whether they're single moms or not? I can tell you, generally, it could start off with their family or their job. It's going to start off with something about them. I'll start off with their.
Are you talking about the priority list of the single mom?
That's what I call a pyramid. Yeah. Because I don't believe people really understand that.
That pyramid is big, man. I don't know. That's a big ass pyramid.
Oh, it's big. However, people with common sense can decipher that pyramid. And if you're out there shopping, I don't want to say shopping, you're looking for somebody, you need to have that pyramid in mind of where you're going to fit in. And you're going to look at it like this. Is this person going to be worth it, or is she just going to be smashing dash material? And you have to look at it's harsh, but you have to look at it like that. I mean, if you're going to get in to fit in with some of these single mothers, there are two options. It's best not to. It's best not to do anything. What if they already have a child by somebody else, and then you come in and give them another child? Now you're stuck. You don't want to. You don't want to get yourself stuck. That's what I'm trying to tell your brothers out there. And then you have to start looking at your money situation. When you have a good job, this is where you got to go with it. If she's got other business that she has to take care of, and it's outside of you, the majority of the time, then in the end, you're going to be down at the bottom again. Here's what you have to deal with, and you can mix and match it up within the pyramid you want. You're going to have to deal with family, generally, the girlfriends, the grown kids, the grandkids, the cats, the dogs, the
dog,
the co-workers,
the pet pelican, shit,
the career. Yeah, you are going to deal with a heck of a lot, and you don't even know it.
What'd you say? The woman that's taking care of their parents and shit, is raising their parents. Yeah, don't forget about her. Taking care of family members and shit.
That is another thing you got to work. Yeah, you have to worry about that. So, I know on these dating sites, a number of women say, "Well, I don't want a booty call," but you become a booty call because you have all this other extremities that you have to share. Yeah, and there was a song out in 2000 by Erykah Badu called "Bag Lady." Yeah, that's what she meant by bag lady. And then you also got to deal with mental issues,
psychological problems,
relationship problems. What if some
emotional damage?
Yeah, emotional damage. A lot of them come from situations that
mental health issues. If they've been through abusive relationships, suffer from sexual assault, abandonment issues, daddy issues. Daddy issues and the mommy issues is one of our huge ones we really aggressively talk about in the red pill community, where the dad is not around, and then like in the mom, it's like in reverse, where the mother is like smothering the hell out of the kid, and abusing her and shit behind the audience and the family members back. We talk about all that crazy shit, but you're right.
That video that we premiered tonight, you all didn't see it, go check it out. That was the mother smothering the son. That's called a son husband. And you know what? There's probably some shenanigans going on with that, because some of these mothers, they want to treat their son like the man that they wish they could have had. Now, sometimes it works the opposite way, where they want to kick the boy out. But in the long run, you as a man, when you're dealing with this, don't have the Russell Wilson phobia there. Don't be like Russell Wilson. I mean, he had all the money in the world. Why would he want to go after somebody like Sierra, who was twerking and she didn't have a baby by? You got to also look at something I didn't say, Brother Jay. Look at the type of men these women had the babies by.
Absolutely. 100%. It says a lot about her. I was about to ask Mr. Lockett a question. Mr. Lockett, I have a question for you. Are you still here, buddy?
Oh, he's still there.
Okay, I have a question. From your experience, right, because you're for one of OGs, okay? So let me ask you this. Do you personally believe in today's day and age, and even in your day and age, that a single mom will make a man as top priority? Yes or no, and why, in your opinion?
Well, no, and nor should she really, right? Because because those are her kids, right? And if she did put a man before her kids, then that means that those children, you know, are susceptible to abuse. So you don't want that. You don't want that, right? Because every man ain't man enough, right, to handle that kind of responsibility. But the thing is, right, where is the dad? And if it's more than one dad, then why are there more than one dad? I mean, you got to look at all of that. And you know, and you know, when you're young, and I got to say that because you know, I believe that you know, we follow the K reproductive strategy. We don't follow the R reproductive. So the quality, the quality. We try to let our children grow up slowly. So I like to give our young people a chance to bullshit around a little bit, you know, and kind of screw off a few years of their life before they get it together. But when you're young and you know that the relationships that you're in, that you're going through are not permanent and they're not even going to be permanent. Like when, you know, you're 21, 22, 23, and you're like, ain't even thinking about it. But that's when it's real dangerous because then you can get stuck with a pregnancy by a single mom. And then you're really caught up in the maze, you know? But you know, yeah, because then you got a ready-made family, and then most of it ain't even yours, and then you know the daddy's got to be coming up in there. You know, oh, it's ridiculous. But
in fact, I want to tell you all something. There was a football player. He played for the Dallas Cowboys and my team, the Baltimore Ravens. His name is Anthony Carter, who wore number 2. He was a quarterback. Do you know he was fooling around with a single mother? And the baby daddy came up there and he's living but shoddy.
Wow. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you. Ask yourself, gentlemen, is it worth it taking this woman seriously? Is it worth you being inside of an LTR? Listen to him.
Now you asked Brother Lockett. Now, when he mentioned put the kids first, that's when they were younger. But now when they're older and should be out on their own. No, you don't put them first anymore because they should have been taught how to have their own lives. But you have a number of mothers here who want to keep the kids at home because she doesn't want to be at home by herself. She's selfish. This is why if her kids are gone, she ends up with 9 cats. And they're all falling on the table.
that old 29-year-old dude, man, he should have been out on this on this. That was ridiculous. That was ridiculous, man. That dude was way too old for that. I mean, you know, that's just codependency. That's enrichment. The boy is obviously a son husband, right? And he's trifling. He's just trifling. You know, he's trifling. And then the stepdad dude. Yeah, the stepdad guy. He's psychologically tied to that woman. That's his problem. He's culturally bound. He's culturally bound to believe that he deserves to be talked to that way and treated that way, and still pay half her bills. And he's probably been, you know, psychologically gaslighted by this woman to believe that he can't do no better.
Now the question is too, after watching that video, what is the mother doing? Okay, what does she do? I mean, it sounds like she has all the authority, which it is her house, but what is she actually doing besides being an authoritarian?
I'll answer that one. She's just being a female. She's exercising her female nature. Actually, her job right now is to exploit him and extract as much resources, income, favors, fixing the roof on the house. Honey dear, can you do this? The big honey-do list, you understand? Okay. And then once those resources run out, okay, once that he has a disagreement with her family, he is out the door. It's just what she does. That's her job. That is absolutely 100% her job, is extract as much resources as she can. And once the well runs dry, goddammit, he needs to go. And she's willing to sacrifice all of the things that this man is providing, not thinking of the future of the issues of what she's going to do when this man stops providing. You got to remember, like I tell people before, and I said again, I just made a recent video called How Single Fathers and Full-Time Fathers Prioritize Things and People Totally Different Than a Single Mother Ever Will. And I made that video because I wanted to break down to these guys that men, we prioritize things totally different than a woman. Totally different. We do. This is our nature, right? If a woman, I gave an example in that video and I said that if the woman tells us, hey, baby, can you go get me some medicine or whatever, right? The man's logical, because we think logically and pragmatically. What we're thinking of is, okay, I got to get her medicine. I got this other stuff to do. Here, let me just get this medicine, get that shit out of the way. Now I can go ahead and knock this shit out. All right, we're going to lay out everything on the table, what we got to do. The woman, their brain is wired totally different than a man because they don't think with logic. They think with emotions and feelings and all that shit, right? Are there exceptions of some women out there who are smart enough not to allow their emotions to control them? Of course. But they are very, very rare. Now, I will tell you this. When it comes to the prioritizing list, right? The woman is only thinking about her. The single mom is only thinking about her and the kids. What she can get, if she can get as much as she can, if she can lie, if she can deceive, whatever it may be, if her female nature is telling her to do all those things in order for her to survive, she's going to do that shit. You understand? And there's nothing we can do about it. The only way we can fight back as men is don't put yourself in that situation. Don't date the single mom or do not marry her. Don't take her seriously. One night stands, STR, short-term relationships should be tatted in your brain.
Shout out to my brother Osama. Yeah, I'll be up quite a bit. I'll keep it on for 3 hours tonight. So we're at 2:37 here so far. But you know, like I'm saying, and again, and shout out to Survival. If he has everything working right, then okay. When I deal with the single mom issue, I take it more from the grown kids being at home. That's because I well, you know what? Nobody ever mentions that.
No, they don't.
The grown kids are always a problem because they think they got some rank up there and they're trying to tell the mom who to date, who not to date. But yet, here's the thing though, the kids don't want the mom dipping in their business about who to date. You have to realize when you really look at it, God, man, woman, and child, why are children at the bottom? The individuals at the bottom are the most selfish. Then the woman, she's got the responsibility for the children. The dad's got the responsibility. The man's got the responsibility for the children and the woman. So the man has to make more sacrifice. Now there's a day coming up I want you all to know about. It's this Sunday. While we're on it now, Father's Day is coming up. You know why I hate Father's Day? Because some of these women, particularly ABWs, have hijacked it. And it all started with a Hallmark card years ago when they said, Happy Father's Day, Mom. Well, you don't hear.
Whoa, wow. That's new. I didn't see that. I didn't hear about that shit.
Yeah, you don't see men on Mother's Day saying we're the mother and the father. Wow. So how is a woman the mother and the father? I mean, if she was so good at it, children would come out much better because most children raised by mothers, they end up being criminals. They end up being a repeat of her. They end up dropping out of school. And something else that we forgot to mention, we forgot the alcohol. We forgot the smoking. That's all part of it.
Domestic violence.
Domestic violence. That's right.
Breaking it. Don't forget the breaking in and entering.
Yeah.
Everything's emotionally tied.
Everything's emotional. You know.
Well,
solving.
You know what happens? You know what happens when fire and ice try to occupy the same space?
Steam.
Very enormous release of energy.
Yeah, it's not good.
And what happens when something on the outside tries to contain it in a box or a bowl?
Oh, it's nice. It's gonna blow.
Yeah,
exactly.
Blow. Just nothing but
You
pressure.
you guys took your physics classes and passed.
Well, I think women need to take those
You guys been
classes
watching
too and apply it
411's
to
other channel.
psychology. We might be all right.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, man. I mean, it's called the nation of betatization of men. All right, we talked about this in the Red Pill group, where a lot of guys women are starting to realize they walk around with, how come he's acting all feminine and how come he's not man enough? And the first thing we say was, you raised him. You guys raised these guys to be that way, and now these guys are betatized and these guys are feminine. Why do you think they are? Because you raised them. You kicked dad out of the household. You chose assholes, jerks, and thugs and bad boys. You wanted the Tupac guy in the suit, and this is what you got: a feminine beta male cuck. And that's why now we have the nation of what we call the betatization of men.
Yeah.
They're not masculines.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's a fact, and
you got to know. Let me ask you this: if you guys were back in the United States Navy or the Army or whatever the fuck, right? Okay. Today's or the Air Force, all right? If you was on the fucking field on the front line, goddamn it, and you guys were in that ditches or whatever, right? And there was a shootout, boom, 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 and you're laying on your you're sitting down, he's on his backside, you on your backside or whatever, right? Would you want this guy to protect you when you say, hey man, I need you to grab the gun, put the bullets in the chamber or whatever, and he's turning around and say, I can't do that, my nails, I might break my nails. Do you want that man to fucking protect you?
Well, yeah, but no.
Is that the type of man you want to protect? I might break my nails if I grab those bullets, or if I end up doing handyman combat, it'll score up my skin. Is that the type of guy you want protecting your country? Let's think about this shit.
Yeah, but the bigger argument against women in combat situations is when you are in a real hot fight, when your life is on the line, when your existence is threatened, that's when your sex drive is heightened. So that's really the last moment, the last time that you want to be involved. That's with the opposite sex present. You really don't want to do that. So it's just a situation that doesn't mix. Fighting is really become among men. Combat itself is really among men. Not to say that I haven't served with some really honorable women in the Air Force, and they haven't made real solid contributions, because women are capable of serving. But in that heated battle scenario, nah, I do not think that it's appropriate to have females there.
Brother Isaiah is saying, I'll get back to you. Let me check the chat out. He's saying monogamy and incarceration is destroying our brothers. But yes, combat. Going with the combat there, Brother Lockett. My fault for cutting you off.
No. I'm just saying, but I don't know. I don't know if it's still that way, but I don't think the Marines allow female Marines to even serve overseas because of the risk.
I don't know.
It's different now, but actually, no, it may be different now. But I know traditionally in the Marine Corps, the female Marines that would serve were not allowed to serve overseas.
And the funny thing is, I was in the Navy, so the Navy's second to the Air Force. I mean, but looking at the priorities, a lot of guys get themselves in trouble just for this. Looking at the vag.
Yeah, and then scandals happen, and marriages are destroyed, and unintended children. A lot of stuff can happen, man.
Well, that even happens in the police work. They get caught up in that.
Yeah, I know.
When they're partnered up with a female or whatever, if they have those type of situations.
I've seen some pretty hot-looking cops.
Huh?
I've seen some pretty hot-looking lady cops.
Yeah,
to be perfectly honest, I've actually had an attraction with sheriff in uniform, and who created the opportunity to frisk me. And she frisked me very, very friendly and whispered in my ear. And that actually happened. And it actually happened. And she was hot. She was pretty. She was Puerto Rican. And it happened in front of my boys. Yeah.
But you know, the whole thing is, you know, dealing with females, it's all subjective. Yeah, you have some guys out there that they have more game than others, but in general, you have to look at the position that she's in. And like I said,
yes,
I talk mostly about the dating sites because you have some, and you can see how some right. You can see there's some that also, if you're going on dating sites, which I don't advise, look at the pictures as well. If they're cropped out or if they got family pictures, they got pictures of them and their dogs.
Yeah, that's the big one. Yeah, the picture of the dog is the big one. Or they take the camera phone and take the picture and cover up their face with the camera phone. Right.
And
you know what I'm talking about? They take their phone, let's say it's an iPhone or whatever the fuck. They take the picture and then still post the picture knowing the goddamn phone is blocking their face. Insane.
Oh, yeah.
And also
photoshopped.
Yeah.
A lot of photoshopping going on.
Oh, yeah. Photoshop is a powerful one.
A lot of catfishing.
Also, you got to look at they have other guys in the picture. They have their arm around another guy.
Yeah, that's another red flag. Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of things. And I'm just not saying that the dating sites, but looking at that from a visual or virtual standpoint, you start to find out the psychology of these individuals.
Thank you.
For the most part, it's a delusional behavior, selfish behavior, because for the most part, they're asking for something that they can't produce, which to me is unreal. And that's why there's the problem. You think dating is one-sided. Guys, we have done that. We've made it one-sided because we're thinking at the end of the day, and shout out to Ringo for saying this last night. Let's just be honest. The women want the resources and the guys want the sex. And again, shout out to Ringo TV Raw for saying
it's war. It's war. They want to go ahead. It's war. It is a war.
But it's true, but I got to break it down to tell you why that is happening. Yeah, do you have some guys out here who are whoremongers? Absolutely. But a number of these individuals are socially awkward as well. When you see on a site, I love my kids are my world, you must love, something's wrong with that picture. Okay, you're out here, think about it. You're trying to sell yourself, okay? You're not going to sell yourself, number one, by being a smoker or by telling the man your kids are your world or my life. My family is numero uno. I love being around my family and friends because two things are going to happen to you if you're a woman. You're going to end up being smash and dash material or you're going to be asked out. And that's what individuals don't look at. And too many guys, and I said this, when you go to work, when you go to school, make sure you're doing it for you, not to try to pick up women. I know particularly people like me and Brother Lockett, who are in our late 50s now. We've been taught, to get a woman, you have to have this type of job and this education.
More.
Sorry to interrupt. I've got to head out.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Not anymore. I mean, anytime you got billionaires who got money, billionaires like Robert Kiyosaki and Dr. Dre and shit that got money, then they still are having problems with women. God damn it. It's the truth. Money and fucking goddamn looks and status, right, can only get you so far when dating a westernized, feminized woman, man. It can only get you so far, right? You know, and that's why I tell these guys, you know, especially those black pillars, man, and shit. You know, we have some things we agree with, though, but there's a chunk that I disagree with. And those black pillars really believe it's all about looks. and status, man. And fuck no, man. If female nature is female nature, no matter what, goddamn it and shit. I believe personally it's about the environment you're in. Change your environment. There's many bodies of water on this planet. I'm not going to continue to fish in one damn pond for 5-10 years and expect for one fish to bite when I can go over into a river. I can go to an ocean, right? I can go to a sea. There's other bodies of water where the fish may be biting at that I can actually take advantage of and give it a shot.
Shout out to brother Isaiah. Put the woman on top to get rid of the ultimate threat, which is harsh. He also says it's all an illusion. Mr. G, they're too blind to see it.
I agree.
It's facts.
I agree.
And there's another item that you need to include: immaturity. When I see a 50-year-old woman saying, "I need a knight in shining armor," oh man.
Oh my God! You made another video about that, man. I forgot what that video is. He got some juicy videos. I'm telling you, Devin, man. He got some shit. These are like juicy videos, man. You can sit back. I done sat back in my kitchen, man, made chicken off this shit, man, cornbread, man, and fucking cut fish, man, barbecued, all types. Just listen to this shit. Yeah, man.
What about, okay, as a man, can you all cook? I can cook. I made taco soup tonight. I can cook. If
I can cook.
Now all of us men up here can cook.
Yeah.
Why is it that a number of women today can't cook?
We talked about that on the travel. I mean, one master teacher said the same thing. Shout out to one master teacher. Go to his channel. He said up here, he said, and I quote, man, a damn near about 80-90% of these women, man, in the whole United States and Canada, I can cook better than all these bitches. And I was like, and he said, I don't even have to cook some fancy shit, just some simple shit. I told him, just like I said to other people, we are in a hot pocket Roman noodles and hamburger helper generation of fucking goddamn women, okay? This is the generation, man. The only thing they have to bring to the table is their selves, their sex, and their past problems. That's basically it.
And then the corporatocracy has taught them that, you know, cooking was part of being a housewife, and housewife was supposedly demeaning, when actually being a homemaker or a housewife is actually an honorable thing, especially if you're raising children full time as well. That's like really the most honorable thing that a human being of either gender or either sex can do. But, you know, now the ladies are proud to say that they don't do any of those, you know, what we used to call home economic skills, right? Back in school, home ec, right? That they don't do any of that. Not only, not the cooking or any of that. But I mean, if you want to live, it's got to be done. I mean, and if you're sharing a place together, then maybe one or the other is going to have to do it, or you're going to have to pay to get somebody to come in from outside to do all of that stuff.
It's just like you said, because 411 talked about this. I think this was about 2 streams ago, about the basics of schools, that they don't fucking offer the basic shit of home ec, shop class, driver's ed. They don't offer this goddamn shit, man. Like, it's really sickening or whatever, right? And I believe it was done by design to actually take this shit out of the goddamn school or whatever, right? And have people figure it out. Like right here in Missouri, right? The average person, in order for them to get their license, right, they got to depend on a random person or a family member to throw them in the car and teach them and hope to God they don't get caught by the cops. Like that's how it is in Missouri. Here in Kansas City, there's a lot of that shit going on.
It's here that way in Indiana too. You got to go to a
really?
You got to go to a driving school. Some of the schools don't even offer phys ed anymore, and that's why you get and that's my next thing. Some of these kids out here too, they look like
when I was in Utah, this is back in the early 2000s, different ball game. Yeah, they had driver's ed out there heavy, but here in the 90s, they took that shit out quick here in Missouri, man. Like quick. Now you're starting to see a little bit more of driving ed actual schools now. You know, guys actually got their money together and said, I'm about to open me up in school, and they're accredited institutions. So it's starting to come back. It's just, my problem is, why come you didn't just keep it in high school and let these kids learn it for free, man? Like it should have been like because back in the day it was like mandatory that you get your license, mandatory you pass home ec, mandatory you took shop classes. You know, shop class, by the way, was one of my favorite classes, by the way. I just want to let y'all know. But yeah, so
yeah, it was one of mine too. But you know, in the end, those classes gave you an idea of what you're going to be doing when you actually grew up. You're going to have to take care of your home. You're going to have to learn how to fix things. They even took Votech out of schools as well. That's another thing.
Oh, yeah, they sure did. Now they like made Votech a separate institution. Like it's like they really, it used to be really in school, just like ROTC and shit, man. But now it's like, okay, if you want to get in Votech, is after you graduate, then you can go to our sister program and shit, man. And it's like, why?
I went to a vocational high school in New Orleans for art, actually, Rob Wen High School. And my brother, yeah, and my brother, rest in paradise, ended up being the principal of that school years later, Rob Wen High School. But you know, they had auto mechanics, cosmetology. They were teaching. Wow. They had book binding, believe it or not. Running a printing press, how to make, printing newspapers, book binding. A lot of the people were coming out and going straight into the local newspaper to work. I mean,
high school, right? High school, right?
Auto mechanics, body work, doing the body work and painting and everything. Yeah, painting cars, all of that shit, man. And honestly, I don't understand why they don't offer that to children now, as well as coding. You know, when I was in Spain, the way their college system worked out, you spent very little time in what they call the liberal arts part of the education,
right?
And you went directly into learning what it was that you were going to do. And then, and any intellectual development you wanted to do beyond that, you could do that, but you can do that as a professional.
I
think we need to take that approach with our education system here. And I think things are kind of working out that way too, because, with a lot of the propaganda and stuff that's happening in the school systems, there's going to be a big shift. There is a big shift beginning toward homeschooling. And a lot of these kids that are growing up in the homeschool system, although they may be prepared and able to hit the university structured system after that, they're probably going to choose more alternative methods of carving a career path.
Sure. Yeah, because online, you got YouTube University, you got stuff like Fiverr. And then you got like Udemy, man. Udemy is a new app I've used, man. Let me tell you, you could snag a course, man, for like $20. Just learning how to cook, cut hair, do hair. I mean, Microsoft Excel, whatever the hell you want, real estate, all types of just stuff that's already offered is giving these colleges a run for money because simple fact, man, this shit is cheaper. I mean, why would you want to go 70 grand in debt, man, to learn something that you can possibly learn over a period of time for maybe $50? I mean, shit, I'm just throwing it out there or whatever, and they show you this different stuff, on YouTube. I call YouTube University, and, Fiverr.com and Udemy. They, Fiverr actually offers classes. You buy a class, a course, or whatever you want to do. They actually have coding courses online you can actually take, really coding courses online, just depending on, what you want to learn and what you want to do, so
technology, it's because the technology advances so fast that they never have enough people who can do it. So it's really better for the industry to just give the damn training away. You know what I mean?
And everybody in the chat, see if you can spam Brother Devin Lockett's channel. I know he's probably going to go. Usually he does a live right around this time. He's about to hit it up at.
That's if he goes live. That's if he goes live.
Pacific time. which is going to be 10 o'clock my time here
Yeah.
on my time zone. And brother Lockett, hey, thank you for coming up on this panel.
I appreciate it, man.
Great, and I'll be right back up here next week, and we're going to get into some more of these hot topics. So,
Yes.
Good to see you again, Mr. Lockett.
Thanks a lot, brothers. Y'all have a good one.
Hey, you
Peace
too.
out.
All right, your last, since I'm at the 3-hour mark, so have your last comments for the day regarding the topics that we talked about.
Sure, gotcha. First of all, I want to say thank you again for bringing me to the panel. I highly appreciate that. You guys, make sure you visit my channel, the Men's Daily Advice channel, where I give you guys high quality advice and encouragement. And also, to go to the comment section. Give me some topics you guys want to talk about, and I will make a video on it and go live about it and discuss it. You know, like I said, us men have to stick together, right? We would have to be united and not divided. You know, women got their own thing. We got to have ours, man. But back to the topic.
When you go live, are you on StreamYards or?
Yeah, I go on StreamYard, and then there's another platform I'm about to go ahead and experiment with. But yeah, I go onto StreamYard from time to time, and you know, we just have like all types of different discussions. You know, I'm thinking about either going first thing in the morning. I don't know, but anyway, I want to say thank you for bringing me to the panel again. And you guys, man, that video, that grown ass 29-year-old boy that stayed with the single mom and that stepdad. If the stepdad is watching this shit, man, I just tell him, man, get the fuck out of there. Take the money as a loss. Take your thousands of dollars, right? Take your ball, cut it as a loss, and go elsewhere. You have no choice. You have no choice. And any of you idiots out here who's watching this shit, who's staying with these goddamn single moms and going through similar situations or whatever, right? I'd say go ahead, man, and go get a place. Don't let her know you're getting the place. Just get the place. Wait till she get out of work. When she's at work, go pack up all your belongings, god damn it, fast, and get the hell out of that place. Leave the key on the table, change your phone number, man, and leave. I'm just telling you this shit, man, for real. I've done this. It works. It is powerful, but you don't need to be putting yourself in situations where you need to be financially responsible and be an ATM or just extracting resources to someone you're not getting a return on investment in. It's not worth it. You'll never be a priority. Only thing you'll be is a human toilet. But anyway, thank you, 411. I appreciate you bringing me to the panel.
See you up there next week. We're going to continue with this topic next week, my brother.
All right. Thank you, guys. Take it easy. Good night.
All right. Next up, I got my man, the summer. Hey, what's going on, bro? Can't quite hear you. You're muted. You got to unmute yourself. You're muted.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I can hear you loud and clear. What's going on?
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, what's going on, brother?
Oh man, yeah, what's going on, brother? Yeah, waited for you to come up, man. We were
Hey man, yeah, my fault, brother. I was just getting off of work, man, and then had to unload the trailer, and you know what it is, man. How you been, brother?
Hey, been cool, brother. Been cool,
Okay.
man.
That's what's up, man. Sorry I came in so late, man. I just wanted to, you know.
We're gonna continue this next week because really I had a poll up. It's not up there, but I had 30 votes, and we were talking about, do you need a college degree to succeed? And 7% said yes, and 93% said no. And then we got into the issue, and you ran into this too. We were talking about the issue with the single mothers because we had this video up there where this 29-year-old was still living at home, and the mother was basically encouraging it. And the brother had put all his money into helping his mother out, and it wasn't his house. And I tell you, brothers, yeah, I tell you, when you're a man, I dealt with this because we talked about the priorities, where you are in a relationship with a number of these women. Are you a priority, or are you at the bottom of the pyramid? And I said most of us are at the bottom of the pyramid because you even got to deal with the dogs, and you know how that is because you dealt with that before too.
Oh, absolutely, brother. I've dealt with that, man. Yeah. So what is the first thing we're talking about? I'll just talk for a few minutes and let you go. But what's the question, brother Leon?
Well, we were talking about when you dated. Where do you believe guys rank with women, particularly if you find them on dating sites?
Brother, okay, the sad thing about it is now it's a little bit more expounded in the black community, but I'm gonna tell you, Leon, just from all the years of working in customer service, being a waiter and working in restaurants for 18 years, working around every type of people, from every background, dealing with the public, then going from that, having 20,000 rides, doing the Uber and the Lyft thing, and then now having a landscaping business for the last it's been 6 years now, and the fourth year full time. I could emphatically say I have a PhD in just the understanding of human psychology, and I've done more than my share of dating. Not as much the last couple of years, because I got to tell you, brother, in America, men, everything is about the woman's whimsical desires, whatever she's desiring at that moment, more than anywhere else in the world, without a doubt. Because the unfortunate thing in America is that the powers that be have catered everything in this capitalist society. Now, there's a lot of good things about capitalism, but one of the negatives is it's this overabundance of spending money on things you don't really need. And if you just look in the last 60, 70 years, how the size of houses have expanded, how the size of closets have expanded, everything is just about spending money just to do this, do that to impress this woman. And unfortunately, in America, the woman is put on a pedestal more than anywhere else on the planet. This is without a doubt. And fortunately, brother Leon, this whole thing with Will Smith and Jada and Johnny Depp and Amber Heard has really put BFF and WFF on Front Street more than anything else. I mean, over the last 2.5 months, this has been the biggest news feed, YouTube feed on anything. I mean, I would say between the two, it's at least 20 billion views. So really, society is getting more red pilled in real time. But brother, Leon, it's funny, man. I see it with a lot of my lawn care clients, some of the white ones, some of the guys in DC, they're married couples, and these guys have the Stepford wives, the attractive Betty Draper. Betty Draper's up there, but you know what I'm saying. You saw that show Mad Men, right?
I did not see it. No, I did not see it.
Okay. And it's just a lot of these guys, and some of these guys are doing good, but you see a lot of them in marriage, they're just cucked. It's like once you get that wedding ring, it's just really hard to be a man. And then in my neighborhood, it's it's pretty multicultural, but it's starting to become more Latino. And you just see with them, there's traditional values more than most other communities. So you see a wide range. Then just right outside of me is the affluent, predominantly black neighborhoods, and you just don't really see that many happy couples, unfortunately. And the sad thing about it is, men, what the man desires ranks at the bottom in this society. It's just, it is what it is, and it's going to really be, it's being destructive in the whole Western world, but especially in America. You're seeing it with the birth rates. You're seeing it with a lot of different factors that are involved, that things that have to be adhere to have a synergistic society. So I'm telling you, brother Nate. I mean, brother Leon, the mating and the dating game in today's market in 2022, it's just, brother. It's not. I said it's a single man.
Brother, it's gone.
It's gone, man. And to be honest, it's the sad thing about it is, brother Leon, we got to really start talking about this. I mean, this inflation right now, brother Leon, it's literally the worst it's ever been. Not since the 80s, literally since the Great Depression. Because you think about it, it's almost humorous when the left tries to say that inflation is 8%. Are you kidding me? Gas has literally doubled in the last 3 months. Since February, the gas is more than doubled. Food has gone up about 15. Go ahead, brother.
Maryland.
What was that?
What's gas out there in Maryland?
The average for for 87 right now is about $5.15.
Okay, that's about what it is. We're $5.19, $5.25 in some places. Over
Right.
boy, they're like $6. So
Absolutely. So with gas, literally doubled in the last 3 months. Literally doubled. This is no hyperbolic statement. It's the truth. Food has gone up by 15%.
Yeah.
Housing and rent has literally gone up. This is not a joke. Since pre-pandemic, it's gone up 40%. Now you take that with the average median earnings going up 3.5% a year. The average, not even that, except for the very rich, everybody's being heavily taxed, and people are going to start coming together, start rooming up, living together, renting out basements, making things work, because this inflation is no joke. So with how diabolical the inflation is, and then you get these dating coaches and you're getting people, oh man, you got to just game them out. You got to do this for the woman. You got to do that. There's just not the money. The money's not there. People right now are really worried about trying to feed themselves.
Which dating coaches do you listen to? Because the ones I listen to don't talk about doing this for a woman.
Mel, the only two dating coaches, me and you, the only two good ones out there are Brom Wills and brother ARC. Other than that, the rest of them are all full of shit, man.
Yeah, those two me you listen to, and then one I can say Lucario. That's when I listen to. Yeah, they don't talk about
Brother Mel, you're camping for Lucario,
huh?
You like Lucario, man?
Yeah,
you like Okay.
What about
that?
I know telling certain things what he says. I think you try to twist certain things to prove an agenda, but most of the stuff I do.
Lucario is nothing but a hustler, man. Yeah, go ahead and buy my downloadable buy my one-time view Game Kings for only $99.
Hey, what about the other guy named Steve the Dean Williams?
Don't fuck with that clown no more, man.
Listen, man, I gotta be honest. Aside from Rom Wills and brother ARC, they're all clowns, man. I mean, it's all respect, man. I don't agree with your sentiments when it comes to
now
brother
Ron Wills and them. Yeah, Ron Wills. I know Tommy Jean turned me on to Ron Wills. Hey, he's from the DMV, Ron Wills, and he has books out. Ron Wills is from the DMV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's funny. I actually bought his book back in 1999, and it was very pragmatic. And I've actually met him a couple times just at events, poetry readings, book signings. He probably doesn't remember, but real cool brother, man. Real cool brother. Real down to earth. Right. Everything he talks about is a very pragmatic solution.
Yeah, I remember when he came on YouTube some years ago. I remember he started out with 1,000 subscribers. So, but yeah, today we were talking about college degrees. We were talking about where you rank as a man when it comes to dating. What I mean, where you rank? Are you at the bottom? Are you at the top of a woman's list?
Are we talking about? And actually, let me let Mel just got on. Let me let Mel talk, man. I'm all about. We all gotta go ahead and let the brother Mel speak, and then I'll say my two cents.
Yeah, say that again, Leon.
All right, when it comes to dating, Mel, are we a woman's priority or an option?
Depends.
In other words, where do we sit? Do we sit at the top of the pyramid or the bottom? I mean, who? All right,
depends on the women.
Okay,
depends on the type of women. And so you can either be. That's the whole thing. You can either be a priority to them or option.
Okay.
Instead have to start off how you carry yourself out there. I mean, a lot of ways, like a wild ways, technically most men put themselves as a woman's option instead of putting them as a priority. Like, I'm your priority, dad. You know what I'm saying? So, if I have to be a woman's option, then I'm out. She'll want to be. I flip the script and want to make it my option.
We know where you go. We know where you gonna go.
Exactly. I revert that shit back on them. So it's like, exactly. So as men, we gotta learn. We gotta make ourselves a woman's priority and stuff. And
we were dealing with
targeting.
We were dealing because Brother G was on, and we were dealing with the single mothers issue. And this single mother had a 29-year-old son living in the house, and the son wouldn't.
I seen that video. Oh,
you saw that video?
That man, that stepdad was an option to that damn Strag.
You know what we're talking about.
Yep.
Wow.
Low value fruit, attract low value fruit, man.
Well, I'm gonna be on the next panel. I got something else to show you. It's called I Love a Mama's Boy. It's about a woman and a mother competing for the son. Okay. This is the opposite of the mother-daughter relationship called Smothered. I'm going to be bringing that up. I'll watch some reality stuff and I'll plug it into the real world, and that's exactly what's happening. And I'm just warning guys out here: don't think with your dick out there, because if you do that and you knock somebody up, there goes your money. Okay. And
I'm go your life. You've already seen what happened to that rapper who couldn't keep.
Yes, yeah. Toby Jean sent me. Who was that rapper? I haven't even heard of that guy.
I forgot his name too. Yeah, he got killed.
Trouble? What's his name? Trouble or something?
Trouble. Something like that. Yeah.
He got killed. He got killed over
a woman. Messing with someone else's ex. So yeah, that girl.
Well, there was this guy. I'm gonna tell you, he played for the Baltimore Ravens and the Dallas Cowboys. He was a quarterback. He wore number 2, named Anthony Carter. He got shot a couple of years ago by a baby daddy in I think it's North Carolina. This is why I'm always telling you, even when they have grown kids and the grown kids living at home, you can't deal with it. You only have grown kids. Yeah, and so when I talk about it a little differently from other people. I'm looking at, okay, you got grown kids and you're still trying to be a mama, and this grown kid isn't learning anything, but basically cock blocking you from having a man, and you're giving that man power when that man can't even take care of himself. That's not a man, that's a boy.
Yeah, it's sad. Even worse, they were like when they act like that's their best friend or friend. And then the boy disrespects the moms and everything, like so lenient. Then she cries later and everything, but it's like something is just too late. Nobody don't want to discipline like that. You know what I'm saying? You need a guy that's gonna come in there and do like what's his name did to Jody and Baby Boy. But dudes ain't even signed up to do that. Like, yeah, because they're looking at the mother like they're being calculated now these days. Like, I'm not gonna do what what's his name did to Jody and Baby Boy like that. No, because now these sons is going crazy. They got the skinniest, smallest dude that will throw down, shoot a big dude like that. David Goliath situation. Yeah, so it's like who don't respect authority and stuff like that and everything. So like, why put yourself in that situation with that father like that? Yeah.
That's fact. Well, I'm at the 3 hour and 20-minute mark. Glad you came up here, Mel. What I want is your last comment of the day. Regarding, you already saw the video, what we were talking about. It went viral. We were talking about single mothers. Can you succeed without a degree? Yes, you can succeed without a degree. We talked about that earlier. We also, again, we talked about the issue of, as a man, where you rank when it comes to dating the modern day woman. And I still say, for the most part, yeah, you got to learn and flip the script. But most guys I see is simping, trying to get in there, and it really doesn't work.
Yeah.
He doesn't have respect for you, so you're just making it worse for yourself. By spending your money, you're not going to get a return on your investment. You might not get the smash.
Some guys can't even do casual sex right because they get too hooked already. Like they go from, you know what I'm saying, trying to be a player, but then get hooked on like Robin Gibbons' character did Boomerang.
That's true.
Marcus Grant, we got hooked, but like she warned you in advance, like it's just casual, and he didn't want to set that.
That's true. So your last comment of the day before I shut this down, because we're all in the Eastern time zone. It's 10:15 here.
Yeah, time flying fast. I'm about to watch that Obi-Wan series right now.
Oh, okay. Well, your last statement of the day, brother Mel.
Statement, like I said, we create our value and stuff, and once we create our own value, we got to take care, be careful how we in our lives and everything once we create our value, because there's a lot of suck uppers out there and stuff like that. This, what I'm saying? Yeah, so it's like as you are on your way up to creating your value, then don't be naive. Certain people around your surroundings. Be aware of your surroundings. With different people who come into it, because you can wind up being a mark behind it. You don't want to be a mark.
All right. Well, thank you for coming up to the panel,
Osama. Pleasure.
Hey, brother Mel, always a pleasure to see you, brother.
Definitely, brother.
All right, brother. Well, I'll be up here next week. We got more hard-hitting topics. All right, brother Osama, your last comment of the day before I shut this down.
Okay, as far as women and the way they value men in the American society, I'm going to take a little, because I already kind of spoke on some of my opinions on it, but I'm going to be honest with you, brother Leon. One thing I tend to do, I'm on the streets a lot, just driving, going from job to job. I see a lot of things. I like to, sometimes after work, I'll just take a drive and observe things. Every now and then I'll talk to some of my people who used to work. I used to work in the restaurant industry here in the DC area. I'm going to tell you, brother Leon, American men are starting to wake up, and they're waking up big time. The percentage of men who are simping, it has gone down drastically. This is the truth. A lot of the time, the brothers or the men of all races, just men in general in the society, is there guys simping? Absolutely. But the percentage of men who are simping, I will tell you, has gone down drastically. And to be honest, brother Leon, I just see more and more single people, and more single women, more single men. I don't see as many couples. The groups of people I see coupled up the most are recent immigrants or immigrant men who bring over a wife from another country, like in the Latino community. The communities that are a little bit more insular from mainstream American society, I tend to find that are coupled the most. But as far as Americans of all creeds, I see less and less dating. I see less and less coupling. I see less and less marriage. I see more people just doing their own thing. America is a very individualistic society, and unfortunately, when COVID came, it really even expounded on that even more, unfortunately. And it's sad because human beings are meant to talk and interact with each other, but that is definitely peaked, unfortunately. Hopefully, there'll be some kind of return to just humanistic conversation. But I think that ship might have sailed, and it's unfortunate because it's going to be detrimental. It's going to be a detriment to society. So I think men are really waking up. To be honest with you, brother Leon, because a lot of men, number one, they're just the whole thing. The juice ain't worth the squeeze is true. I'll even tell you, like, me, Leon. I'm a very honest and transparent person. I did a lot of dating in my younger days, but even the last couple of years, man, after you work sun up to sundown, you just want to come home, and it'd be nice just to have a woman just to kick it with, and maybe eat a little dinner, just relax. But a lot of these women, they want to be entertained. And it's not even just younger women, it's older women too. You get a lot of these older divorcees, anywhere, they can be anywhere from late 30s to damn near 60. And they want to be entertained. And as a man who you work all day, you don't really and you get older, it's just that appeal to spend all your hard-earned money and entertain. You think, okay, I'm gonna spend 4 hours of my work salary, just, theoretically speaking, on taking you out to dinner, and I might get nothing out of it. And so I'm not gonna get that 4 hours back. And a lot of men are waking up like, I'm in my mid 40s, and most of us in this red pill sector are, 30s and above. Most of it, I'd say Gen Xers represent this sector more than anything else. A lot of men are waking up. Yeah, a lot of men are just waking up, and it's. When they say the juice is worth the squeeze, that really is a very factual statement, because you just don't want to put in all this work for no guarantee of anything. And then even a lot of the time you're with a woman, I got to tell you, brother Leon, the dating dynamics have changed so drastically in the last 10 years that it's just a lot of times it's just not worth it, brother. And I think it's unfortunate because, man wants to be with a woman wants to be with a man. You just want to enjoy each other's company just on a humanistic level. But there's almost, the society that we're living in, they're just trying to, it's like society, the oligarchies of society are trying to tell us that everything needs to be monetized, and it just doesn't work like that. You can't monetize everything, and especially when it comes to something that a human dynamics cannot be monetized. So I don't know, man. It's just you know, and I remember I was telling you, brother, this SYSBM thing is really growing, man. Just like I said it would. You know, I'll even give you an example. There was this girl, she's a foreign girl. She lived in the UK, and she was a beautiful girl. And I was talking to her, you know, it's online, and I mean, she was about a good solid 8. And she, you know, she would post on IG because she was a yoga teacher. She'd have like 1 or 2 likes. I mean, other societies, even other countries in Europe and other westernized countries, they don't pedestalize women like we do here in America. Right. So it's you know, I don't know, brother. I just I wish I could have a more positive outlook, but I don't know, man. I just don't see. You know, American women are becoming more masculine, especially American black women, and it's just I don't know, man. I think that ship might have sailed, man. I mean, and to be honest, I see it with the younger women. It's not getting any better. I see with younger men, their manners are a lot better. It's sad in America. I was talking to my dad, and you know, it's funny, brother Leon. My dad is 80. He's 81, so and he's starting to get red pill. What was that?
My dad's 82, and my mom.
Oh man, yes. I'm telling you, brother Leon. Next time you come out to Maryland, man, we're gonna have to just go kick it, man. You know, you meet up. You know, my dad, your dad. We can all just meet up somewhere and just chalk shop, man. But my dad is starting to get like, you know, he's with my mom. They don't have the best relationship, but he's starting to get red pilled to a lot of society because he's a very honest person about what's going on around him, and he sees it. He's like I said, he's the silent generation. So if he sees it, I mean, he just says he sees it. You know, usually once a week we'll go to a different diner and just kick it. And the biggest thing he notices is just how in America the men have a lot better manners than the women. And it's there's got to be the only society in the world where a woman's supposed to have better manners than a man, but men in America have much better manners than women. I mean, that's it is what it is, man. But I'm done, man. You know, I went on too long, brother.
That's all right, brother. Hey, I appreciate you for coming up, brother.
Hey, Leon, brother, absolutely. And in closing, that's all I got to say. So if you did see my email, just reply to me. And you stayed on, so I'm definitely going to send you something on the Cash App. I appreciate you staying on, man. And look forward to hearing that. Yeah, it's just like a quick little email. If you can just reply, just let me know your thoughts on it. And don't just just let me know your thoughts, man. Because just let me know your thoughts, and we'll go from there. But man, hey, Leon, brother, you know, I was on. Did you see Reg the Bad Guys show today?
We were watching it. Me and Tommy Jean, we were watching. I didn't see all the Reg debate. All the Reg.
Yeah, it was. You know, I've had my differences with O-Man as of late, but he actually had a lot of really good points today. He kind of brought it back to 2017. It was actually one of Reg's best shows, but at the end, I was like, man, y'all got to check out my brother 411 Leon. You know, because man, you're one of the most talented brothers and best orators in this space, man. So we gotta. I know it's not a big deal to you having a big channel, but you know, your talent is very high. So you know, if that's your goal to get a little bigger, man, I want to do whatever I can to facilitate that.
Yeah, thanks for your email. I'll work with it. He is a little long-winded. I know Tommy James said he was a little long. I'll work with that because even when I'm on the phone with him, he's a good brother. He's just
hey, Leon, I don't want to put anybody out there. But all I'm saying is because a couple other people like, hey, Leon, everybody has nothing but positive things to say, but just a couple other brothers did say, like, man, I would try to come on, but there's a couple guys. It's just kind of hard to get a word in edgewise, you know. So
yeah, you know, I'll work on that. I'll work on that a little better. Hey, look.
I mean, is that a fair assessment?
That is a fair assessment. Hey, look. Okay. Constructive criticism is great. When my cooking isn't that great, that's all right. I'll do better. And thanks for letting me know that, because sometimes I'm unaware of that myself, because I'm trying to get the brothers on. But if there's a brother that is a little long-winded, I'll cut in and okay.
Yeah, because it's like, I think one of the reasons, you know, that's one of the reasons I think a lot of brothers really, the way Nate and you know who actually used to really regulate their channel really well like that was the brother Solo TV84. It's just, let everybody have their turn to speak, man. That way everybody just feels like that's what when Mel came on, I'm like, you know what, I was talking for 5 minutes. It's only right I let this brother talk, man. So
Yeah, because sometimes even on Nate's panel, I have I come on for 7 minutes and wait there for about an hour and all. I know. But on my panel, I will control that. I will make sure that everybody gets a word in. And
yeah, I mean, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
No. Hey, that's honesty. I like that, and I will make sure, because I actually talked to him behind the scenes, and I know he gets a little excited about this red pill content, so I'll make that.
It's all love, man. It's all love.
It's all love. I got good brothers here, and I want to keep my good brothers here. Okay.
Right, man.
So there's something I'm not doing right. Let me know, and I'll fix it. I mean,
that's all.
She lets me know. She lets me know if something goes on because she watches.
Yeah, I'm the same way too, man.
Let me, because I'm still learning StreamYards, by the way, bro.
No, I mean you're doing good, man. It's
and Brother Angry Snowman, he doesn't come up here too much. He already moved. He's busy moving, so I'm not gonna see him as much. And I know.
I mean, no, it's all good, man. That's my man. $100 grand. It's just
no, it's all good because I had another brother up here that not gonna call his name out, but my audience said, hey, mute him because he was snoring. So. Now
I mean, that's the thing, brother Leon. The thing about it is, Leon, I'll be honest about something, man. You carry yourself in you're articulate. You carry yourself in a very masculine way, kind of you have this James Earl Jones dignified vibe about you. Speak very well. I'm not just saying that because you're my man, $100 grand. I'm just speaking the truth. But you got to make sure that the people who are representing you on your panel carry that same decorum as well.
That's facts. That's good. That's a good analysis. Hey, critique is
because if you have people coming on here cursing every other word and not representing, you're a very educated, intelligent brother. I very rarely heard you use any foul language, and
I'm not just one or two, but yeah, you're right.
But some brothers, man, they just every other word is, it's just it's just like I don't really see it with a brother like yourself, Leon.
No, I understand. I do understand, man. And that critique is good. Hey, I'm glad.
Because like I was, there was somebody else brought it up on another panel that and they're like, man, I like that brother. He's because you're very well respected in the space, but it's like I don't really want to come up because you got a few guys on there just going on and on. Don't let you get a word in edgewise. You got some brothers always just kind of cursing and just carrying. That's just the vibe I got, that I heard from other brothers. I'm not going to say who, but just so that's why I just related to you, behind the scenes. I'm like, because I want the best for you, man.
Hey, I appreciate it, bro.
Anytime, man. But let me get up off here, brother Leon, and man, I'm glad I was able to get on today, man. It's always a pleasure.
I'm glad you came up, brother. It's always a pleasure, bro.
You got it, my man. All right, Leon, you take care, man.
All right,
salute to you, brother. All right, brother. Peace.
All right. And it's a good brother up there, my man Osama, and good constructive criticism. If you see anything wrong on my panel, just let me know about it. My email is out there. I'll do everything I can to correct it. I'm not perfect, but I try to keep everything professional here. I try to keep everything so individuals have a chance to speak. And if that's not happening, I will definitely take care of that, because here on the 401 Talk Zone radio show, we don't preach hate here. We don't beef here. We talk about different subjects. And when people come up on this panel, I want to make sure that it's okay. Got one more person come up. What's going on?
Hey, how are you?
All right. You brand new up here.
That's right. Thanks for having me.
All right. You're welcome.
Yeah. I'm kind of weird. I just kind of search for chat or open panel, I think, and then I'll change my search filter to live. And yeah, I just kind of hop on random live chat. So thanks for having me.
All right. Yeah, because I'm about to sign off. It's been on here for 3.5 hours here.
Oh, okay. Well,
but hey, look, I appreciate you for coming up there, Brother Sterling. Hey, I'm on every Wednesday at 7 o'clock Eastern times, and you're welcome to come up. And I'll be talking about some more subjects next week. So,
okay, well then we'll just consider this a nice, real quick first meeting.
Sir.
Yeah, nice to meet you. And I've already subscribed, so hopefully I'll catch your chat next week.
Hey, come on! It's good to have you up here, and I'm a diverse
What kind
guy here, so
I'm ready.
What's that?
What kind of things do y'all talk about on this show?
Well, we talk about inflation, politics, dating, education. I talked about education tonight. We talk about the news that's going on in the world, particularly in America with all the violence going on.
Okay.
And and if you have a comment or something, I'll drop my email in there. You can always email me. I don't have a problem.
Well, no, I wish I would have caught you earlier, but we'll just consider this a nice first meeting. Nice to meet you.
Right. I dropped my email in the chat, and you got anything you want to come up here? Usually I drop the link to people who email me, and it's much easier for them to get on the show. Yeah, I'll drop the link for you. And I can only have 6 people on the panel at a time.
Okay.
Right. So, again, and shout out to Brother Osama. He's another one of my good guys. But, yeah, feel free to come up here, and you got a topic, just let me know. And
yeah, I'll email you, and we'll meet up next week.
All right, brother.
Thanks, sir.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
All right. New brother in town. But again, on this channel, we like to keep everything professional, like everybody to have a chance to speak. We don't have lively debates here. I just give out information. But to sum everything up, first of all, when it comes to a college degree, you can be successful without a college degree. What you need is experience, and you need skills, and you need certifications, and you need to know how to network. I'm not saying that a college degree is bad. What you need to learn how to do with a college degree, you need to apply the principles that you learn in college to the real world with common sense. And with a college degree, it makes you no smarter than a person who doesn't have a college degree. The only difference between somebody who has a college degree and somebody who doesn't, they can get a job much faster based on that minimum requirement. And also, as a man, when you're dating, watch the signs. Don't make somebody a priority if they make you an option. There's a lot of delusion out here. There's a lot of chaos out here with men and women out here. And what I'm doing, I'm just giving you my perspective and my experience on where a man should be when he is investing his time. And okay, a woman's investing her time as well, because we're all humans. We all make mistakes. We all have faults, but we have to be mature about our faults and to admit our faults. Again, understand it, no one's perfect. But when you're out here dating, if somebody has unrealistic expectations, they're not the person for you, because in the end, they're going to have a bunch of red flags. And again, when it comes to my panel, everybody has the opportunity to speak, and it's good to have some constructive criticism. Thank you, Brother Osama, for that, because here on the 411 Talk Zone radio show, we provide good information. You don't have to agree with it, but just enjoy the maturity of the panel. And next week, we're going to get into more lively videos. So, again, just one last time, You don't need a degree to be successful. So everybody who's bragging about a degree, some of you aren't successful. You have a number of individuals who don't have degrees who are successful. So what you have to do when it comes to your life, you have to know how to navigate your life through the challenges, because life is very challenging. So you have two options. You can either fail or succeed. Me, I like succeeding, because if you take a lot of time to struggle and you end up on a positive side, you've won the prize. Always look to succeed. And that's my commentary for this edition of the 401 Talk Zone radio show right here on YouTube. If you like what I just presented, please comment, share, and subscribe. And if you're looking for some more educational content, check me out on the QCIS channel, formerly the Mind of STEM channel. On that channel, I give you a daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. And before I go, our poll, do you need a degree to succeed? I had 30 votes. Out of 30 votes, 7% said yes, 93% said no. I'll continue to put the polls up. The polls are for participation. Now, if you cannot find me on YouTube, you can check me out on Twitter. Now, for the QCIS channel, I take it one step further. Since it's an educational channel, you can always find me on LinkedIn for the QCIS channel. And again, the QCIS channel, I give you a daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. And at the end of the day, I'm going to leave you with this. Be blessed for what you have. Don't worry about what you don't have. Always know that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. And for individuals who may have been offended by this content, again, for individuals who may have been offended by this content, I'm going to leave you with this. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if the shoe fits, wear it. If you don't like the shoe, change it. Coming up next Wednesday, I'm going to have more hard-hitting content right here on the 401 Talk Zone radio show. So that's it. That concludes this edition of the 401 Talk Zone radio show right here on YouTube. Till next time, my name is Leon Jones. I want you all to have a wonderful and gracious evening. God bless you. I'm out.